Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every Friday. If you are new here, we share energy, we share our stories, we look into our lives. And I just want to say thank you guys so much because before we even started, we have 2 super chats here. Light of Love, thank you so much for the super chat. And Catherine, as always, thank you so much for the super chat. So you guys are truly, thank you. Oh, Essie, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. I got my hair done and my stylist is really funny. I always find like really good hairstylists and they kind of like, I don't know, that know more than me. And I really like the way that she did it. I feel like it's different this time because like, look, it kind of goes up in the back. I don't know, but I think it looks nice too. Thank you. Okay, so today we have messages from your spirit guides. So anything's on the table, we're just going to see where we go here, but we're going to compassion. And just a heads up, everyone and their mom, sure. Everyone and their mom is doing yard work around us today. Alex was just walking around with these forks and spoons. We haven't hung them on the wall yet. So in case you just need to see a big spoon. Oh, big spoon. Maybe some of you got a big spoon coming in. And maybe a big fork to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we like to have fun here. So, okay, today we are doing messages from your guides. Like I said, it could be really anything. We're just going to see where the messages take us. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, we've got 3 piles. No anchor card today, for those of you who like to watch that. So, I'll put all 3 of them up here. These are our 3 choices. We've got pile number 1. Oh, wait, no. Pile number 1 is the sustainer. And you can hear Soul in the background. Pile number 2 is the Bardo. They got their shots yesterday, so they're feeling really good. And pile number 3 is the Castle. And we'll put all 3 of those up there. So again, like do your thing with this. I like to just take a couple of deep breaths, put my hands over my heart. Listen to my cat chirping in the background. He's so cute. And honestly, it's a sign of health. So maybe that's a part of the messages as well. Okay. Yeah, just let your energy drop. Connect to that part of you that is deeper than anything that's going on around you. That like core essence. The bardo better not be bardoing tonight. What if I'm drawn to all 3? Then maybe you're drawn to all 3. That's the other thing to keep in mind is that the way that you get drawn into your piles can sometimes be a message in and of itself. So as we go through these piles and you know what parts like resonate, maybe that actually does mean something and you'll be able to kind of, pull that together. So, okay, that is the 3 piles that we have. So let's just jump right into this, shall we? Oops. Pile number 1, the sustainer. Okay, let me actually pull some cards here. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I got the secretive card, sneaky, mysterious, hiding information. And honestly, that was coming through here really strong with the sustainer energy because see like the hands over like the circle, it always looks like earmuffs to me, like God's trying to protect you from something. So I don't know where you are at on the timeline with this, but I do feel like there's a plan or a strategy that you can't see when you're going through something, but you will very much be able to see when you're through something. And I'm hearing that quote from the Bible. It's like the footprints quote from Jesus where, actually, I don't know if Jesus is the one that said it, but it's like, when you looked behind you and saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. And I actually feel like this is I just heard surprise. I almost said surprise, but this is a strategy actually here by your guides in order to get you through a very difficult karmic period. This is a period that you needed to go through for your liberation and your understanding, but they have you going through it in a particular way. So you're actually being shielded from quite a bit of information here that might hurt you or might upset you because I think this is clay, but right now that's looking like the moon to me, and how it's like cratered because it's taken a lot of hits from like asteroids and like space junk, So it's like spirit was like, I'm hearing hear no evil, see no evil, so it's like Spirit was keeping you from something. And I think that it could have been a lot of like, I just heard like gossip and bullshit or something that was like going on around you. And for some, it's like this toxic love, drama, addictions, love, hate, relationship, something here like this. And it, in part, I think it was in order to protect your self-esteem here as well, because the moon is the mind. So I feel like Spirit was trying to do this. And this is actually a part of the game plan, is so you can get through this very tumultuous period that for some reason karmically you do actually need to get to. And I just heard pile number 2 in my head. So maybe there's some kind of connection to pile number 2 in regards of that. Thank you guys so much for the super chats, Tasha and Anonymous. Thank you so much. And so that's the plan, is to like kind of get you through this. And I think when you're done, that's when your guides want you to process what it is. And I think, but they're being very gentle with you actually. And so some of you guys, and we have this sentiment, and again, I've also had this sentiment. So I completely understand where it's like, okay, my guides have not been looking out for me because I went through this like really, really hard thing. But I'm getting that you always had to go through the hard thing in order to find your strength or find your voice, or in order to just like, I'm watching somebody run their nails over like their skin to like slough off like the dead skin. So it's like you had to slough off the dead skin in some way. And maybe it's gross. And maybe, you know, you're like, I'm hearing like, how did it ever get this bad? You know? So yeah, maybe you had to go through that, and it's just not a pleasant process, but your guides realize that it's necessary. And actually, I'm hearing my husband because yesterday we had to take our cats to the vet. You guys know that our cats have like this ongoing autoimmune issue, and they don't like to go to the vet, but they know that it's good for them. Like after they go, like you can tell that they just feel so much better. And he was saying something like they are learning that it's like, he's like, I think our cats have really learned to trust us, that we will put them through some unpleasant experiences, but that it's always for their highest good, that it is for their health and it is for their well-being. It's to help them get better. He's like, I think that we've kind of built that connection and we built that relationship with them. And that's what your guides have actually done with you. It's like, we're going to put you through some shit and it is going to make you better, but we're not just going to willy-nilly do it. We have like a plan. We have our reasons, and you just have to trust us because it is for your highest and greatest good. And once you get through it, baby, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to be soul and you're going to be sprightly again, and you're going to be, he's doing like little roly-polies over there right now. Like that's how you're going to feel, but you just have to trust. And this is also with the sustainer energy. It's like that sustaining what's important. And I feel like what's important, they're trying, you might have had to take some hits here through this process, but like you've preserved or they've helped you. You're going to realize this. You're actually going to realize how close to danger you actually were, but you avoided a lot here. And again, I don't know where you're at in this cycle, because some of you I feel like are going through this process right now, and maybe you feel like you can't see and you can't hear anything, and you're like, what is the honest to God point of this? You know? And maybe it feels like you're traversing through some kind of no man's land. Well, hear me when I say it is very preferable for you to feel like you are traversing through a no man's land than what potentially has been hidden from you or secretive. Like if you did have more interaction, or if you did have more information, or if you did, you know, that might actually be very shocking or very jarring or very rocky, a rocky road. I'm hearing rocky road. And for some of you, I feel like rocky road might be like a, I don't know, maybe somebody likes like Rocky Road ice cream, or somebody lives down a rocky road or something like that might, it's been a rocky road. And I'm seeing this one meme that I really love, and it was like, of all the roads you take in life, make sure some of them are dirt. And I feel like this has maybe been like you've gone off-roading, but you're all the better for it. And it's building some kind of adventurous spirit in you that you are going to need to like jump into some kind of risk, because I think you're going to get through this experience and you're like, I'm literally seriously a badass. And I also think you're going to realize whatever this is, like whatever, this to me looks like cheating. Like whatever was going on here that was full of like nonsense, it's going to actually make you realize that, first of all, your self-love, but also I think you're going to realize that the reason that people, certain people, two people, whatever was going on here, it actually was happening not just for your highest and greatest good, but it's like because you're beautiful. It's because you're Venus. It's because you are, you know, and Aphrodite to me, she's like a very beautiful energy, but honestly, I'm a little scared of her. Like she's I have no reason to be like, I actually really love her energy. I tend to like women like this, like that Aphrodite-esque kind of woman where, don't mess with her. Aphrodite's very much like, you don't mess with me, you know, and where I am, I'm sovereign. And I might be beautiful, but I'm no delicate flower. Like that's kind of Aphrodite energy. And I feel like that's you. And I just heard she was initiating you into her mysteries or something like that. And then I go back to the secretive card, the mysteries of schmegs, the mysteries of relationships, what drives people to do these things. So I feel like you went through some like prolonged period of bullshit is what I just heard. But it's teaching you the mysteries of love and romance and interconnectivity and lustfulness. And I just heard lasciviousness, or something like that. It's like you got this look at it. It's like she escorted you through her realm or something like that. But it was for you to kind of get the nitty gritty, or the I just heard the word undermining, like the lengths that people will go to for love, but that it's like not love. And I just heard her gifts are given to you freely. Like her gifts are given freely is what I'm hearing. But it's like I'm picturing these people like lying, stealing, cheating, scraping like at the sides or something. And you're just supposed to observe this. I feel like there's something here that you're supposed to observe. And I don't know, it's a part of like an initiation into her realm is what I'm getting, or like into her mysteries. And all of this is teaching you self-love. All of this is actually reflecting back to you that you are the prize. I just feel like it's a very dangerous and a very hard learning, because I think people are treating you badly here, or they've competed with you, or they've hurt you. And it's because you're actually, I really don't think you see yourself like this. I think a lot of these people, I just heard they wish they could be you, or they wish that they could have something you have, or be like you in some way. And so yeah, I'm seeing this almost like a bow and arrow. It's like somebody's trying to like take aim at you or something. You don't understand this at all. And it's because you don't understand the lengths that people will go to for love, and you don't understand your blessings, therefore, because again, I hear her gifts are given to you freely. And it is something to do with like your own Venus energy. And I heard like pay it no mind, like pay it no mind. So you're also learning how to be unbothered in this situation. And there actually could be a lot of provoking energy, but this is part of the plan, is for you to go through this tumultuous period to get out on the other side. So you're like little soul cat here, and soul, like my little boy cat, I always like picture him as the sun. And so it's like selfhood, it is health, it is philosophies, it's developing these things in you. It actually is a pathway to health and vitality. It's a way to like shine your light in the world, to receive warmth from other people, to develop your own philosophies. And honestly, the sun to me, it's not an energy that you get right up close to, like you can sustain a lot of things, but it's like, it also helps you maintain like your space around you in a healthy and appropriate way. So I think boundaries were a big part of this here as well. And you're learning so much through this experience, but it's like you went through that so it's not traumatizing you. And again, I'm seeing them protecting that moon energy, the mind, protecting your thoughts, the way that you think about yourself, because you didn't understand is what I'm hearing. As you were traversing this, you didn't understand. You were kind of just supposed to observe, but this is like subtle impressions is what I'm getting. Like, maybe that people are talking about you, or that like somebody is not acting right. That somebody is in your face, but then they dip out for long periods of time. And you're supposed to, Venus is broadly intelligent, keep in mind. So I think you're supposed to actually go through this difficult experience. And again, some of you are out the other side, and some of you are going through this now. And it doesn't make sense to you. It's not supposed to make sense to you, and you're not being tortured. You're actually being helped quite a bit. And so you're going to put all of those pieces together in the end, and you're going to realize that when there was only one set of footprints, and when you felt like you were so alone, that it was then that I carried you. Because this was it's like you went through a hell den of, I'm hearing like what I wouldn't do, like to get whatever it is that I feel like I'm going to get, because I feel like these people are just very dishonorable and drama filled and addictive, like in love. And it's like your energy was very pure, but you got like escorted through that. I keep hearing that. It's like you got escorted through, it's like a hell realm, but it's like the Aphrodite, like love hell realm. So I feel like you were confronted with like greed and envy, jealousy, selfishness, jockeying. You were confronted with all of this stuff in other people. It's like the worst parts of other people, but that they disguise as love, or that they do in the name of love, or and this is like all kinds of love. And so it's the dark side of love. That's what you got escorted through, and you did that in order to like discover your own self. And this, I'm hearing like this is Aphrodite as Persephone. I just heard she's showing you her own wounds. She's showing you her own heart, and I just felt that. Oh God. Okay, because I look at Aphrodite again like as like this kind of energy where it's like, I respect you, but no, she wants me right up near her. I just heard friend, and she's like pulling me by the collar. Friend, like I want you near me, like, and but because it's like I respect her, and I'm just like, I don't want to compete with you or anything like that. Like, I'm just trying to, like, I admire you, I respect you, like whatever. And it's like, no, I want you up here. Like, she's trying to like pull me closer to her. And yeah, bolstering like your confidence, but she's showing me, because I don't think of Aphrodite as wounded. I don't think of her as traumatized. I didn't think of her as that. She can very much hold her own. That's you now. I just heard my gift to you is that you can hold your own now. It's something here like that. And like, you didn't understand this before. There's something you didn't understand about love. And it was this dark side of love. And she has it's like Aphrodite is like a warrior or something. It's like and as Hecate, so it's that Persephone energy that gets swallowed up into the underworld, which is, tied up with female trauma. But it's Aphrodite as Hecate going in there after you with her torch and just saying like, look around you. And the torch isn't like a full sun, right? It's like, look a little here, look a little there, look a little there. So you were like very much shown like snippets of things that maybe you couldn't piece together, you couldn't make sense of. But then at the end, it's like you're going to do that shadow work, and it's Hecate, and it's very, I just heard favored and favorable, and it's very warm and it's very protective. And this is, oh God, this is like the protective power of women. Okay, so some of you were indoctrinated in beliefs of like men as protectors, but you've seen, I heard what they wouldn't do for their lust. And you've seen that they confuse lust with love. You've seen how painful they are. And Aphrodite can show you that. And this is introducing you to the warmth and the protectorship of women. This is very Amazonian. So this is like very female warrior. And now I'm seeing from like Black Panther, I can't remember like the guard, the Ohoye. Like the women who wear the red and they have the spears that like change the shape and everything. I'm seeing almost like that. It's like this women like warrior protector tribe, but I'm hearing we must protect our own hearts for they will never do it. We must protect our own hearts for they will never do it. So I'm hearing you were lied to and you were misled about the nature of men. And it's hurt you. And so it's something about like her escorting you through like this journey so that you realize that you are the prize here. And I think that you've had to be confronted with a certain different kind of person, or you were compared unfavorably to a certain different kind of person. And all of it is just, I channeled this in one of the readings that's coming out on the channel, but it's that, there's a quote that says there can be no spiritual development without the discernment of opposites. So it's like you needed to know what you were. You needed to know what you were, and you needed to know that there's certain things that you can't see, that you were hidden from, that are undermining. And this has been like in past lifetimes, but it's all like being brought to the surface. And she's showing you that drama, addictions, and love-hate relationships, which she may have saved you from, at least one of them, it was extremely mitigated, whether you know it or not. This is not love. This is not love. I heard, let them keep their secrets, and I will keep you. Let them keep their secrets. Let them be sneaky. And I just heard sneaky is not mysterious. Sneaky is not mysterious. You think that man is like tall, dark, and handsome. You think he's got his secrets. Yeah, it's another bitch, or a dude even. Like, I don't know. Let them keep their secrets, because when you are really alluring, and you are, and this is what you're learning, you don't need to be sneaky. It's like the mysteries. There's some kind of initiation into some kind of mystery school here. And this is all leading to genuine intimacy. I don't know if I can show this picture on YouTube. So it says passion coming into union, chemistry missing you. So there's some kind of, okay, I just heard abatement. But there's some kind of, it's justice energy, like that you get what you deserve. I feel like there's some kind of cycle, long-standing cycle in your lifetimes where you never got what you deserved, and it's because you didn't understand love. It's because you didn't understand the shadow nature of love. And so I feel like you gave yourself freely, and I'm seeing you just like heart wide open, and you're like, I'm ready to love you. And then people are like, smack. And you're like, oh my gosh, but why though? And I think this has been an introduction into why, look, I knew it. There's some kind of justice. Something is returning to you. And I feel like it's energy first and foremost, because being around people like this, whatever kind of people you've been around here in the past, is draining. It is very draining. And I just heard maybe even of your beauty, because Aphrodite rules over that. So that's going to be coming back into you here as well. Like you're going to feel refreshed. And I just heard spa day. And you might have an Aphrodite-esque figure come into your life, like as a best friend or something. Somebody just like you is what I heard. I just heard this song. It's like, it's from NF. It's one of his newer songs, like, where every one of us is just like you, just like you. But there's a justice energy, and you might even have like this Aphrodite figure come in that helps you actually balance the scales. And also, if somebody did you wrong in the past, there's this like kind of shadow Aphrodite figure, because she's a warrior, but she's like very, very actually adept in the dark side of thing of love, which is why she always gets what she wants. And maybe this is like the person that was around you that you didn't quite understand, but she's gonna get him. I'm just watching her go boom. And in this way, she's bringing in your justice. She's bringing in your justice. Even if this was a competitor or something, this person works for Aphrodite, and she has her own journey, but it's like she needs to skewer him like first before she like, but it's for you. It's like some kind of justice energy or something. I don't know. You inspire her as well. Like I feel like there's another person here that you were like compared to, because I'm seeing these two, like the red and the blue. And I'm hearing Madonna whore complex. And I think both of you are like, I don't want to be your enemy. This nasty man, like in between us, has like made us enemies, and we're not. Like, I'm me, you're you. What do you say? Do you want to be my friend? Some of you, this might end up with you being this person's friend. And like you guys both kick this man to the curb. But I do feel like you actually really inspire her. Yeah, she has her own fears. And it has to do with going with the flow. Okay, so she's controlling. Oh, wait. I guess that's why I'm controlling. That's another NF song. It's like, I guess that's what controls me. My fears are what controls me. Something. Yeah. So she wants a renewal here as well. And I think there's somebody from her past that she realizes she was maybe out jockeying for power and position. And I feel like this is a very, actually, again, I actually really like this energy. But she will rival herself against women. And I've always run into that kind of where I'm like, I kind of want to be your best friend, but also like, I recognize that you're dangerous sort of thing. And she's kind of recognizing that here as well, that she doesn't want to be that way. Her calling is actually to be a protector of women. And actually she might like women. She might actually be sexually attracted to women, but she feels like she can more easily control men. And she's just kind of always done that, but she's going to turn around and protect us. She is going to turn around, and because what she's supposed to do is give these men a run for their money. I think she's supposed to outdo them. I think she's kind of, for a lot of these women, they're supposed to be in a lesbian relationship, and they're supposed to outdo these men in every single way possible. And it is supposed to be this beauty that they kind of fear, like that she's actually she's physically attractive, but she is not just not unattainable in like a lustful way. She will skewer them, and it's going to teach them to respect women, actually, that women are not objects to be used, because her beauty, it's like a woman like that is going to teach more men that I don't exist for you. And neither do they. And it will be her that actually gets out in front and like bares her teeth. Like, you think that this isn't a game, and she's supposed to outdo them at every single like I'm kind of hearing like that she's got a wife, or something. And so it's like that. This is so specific. It's just that she takes care of her better than any of these guys take care of their people. And it's supposed to be emasculating, to be honest, so that they take action in their own life to like clean up their own life. That's her divine purpose. That's she owes some kind of debt to Aphrodite because she's misused Aphrodite energy. And that's what it is Aphrodite saying, turn around and protect my people. These men are nasty. She doesn't like men, and I don't think she likes D either. Like, even if she's bisexual, yeah, she's supposed to focus on something here. And there's a lot that she's been like kind of avoiding. Yeah, she's been avoiding it. These like obstacles or something here like that. This has been some kind of awakening experience for her. Yeah, I don't think there's been a happy home life here, but it's because she's irritated because she's not playing the role that she's meant to play, and she kind of knows it as well, and she's bored. Yeah, she's supposed to go travel somewhere. Okay, so anyways, that was like very specific. So you could be a part of her initiation process. So why? Like for some of you, yeah, I don't know. There's two women that are kind of initiating each other in their own ways, and I don't think it's going to be necessarily friendly right off the bat until this person actually, I think she's going to get out in front of you, and I think she's, and for some of you, like you had a man in the past, because I'm hearing that God said you thought that you were alone, but I did put it on a man's heart to protect you, and he just didn't live up to himself, and I think that's what, maybe she was involved in that. I don't know, but I think where he was supposed to, because I'm seeing Beast from Beauty and the Beast, like when he runs out and he fights off all those wolves. I don't think this man did that. I think he just threw you to the wolves, or he just let the wolves like eat you or something. I think she's going to get out here and she's going to get these wolves, and it's going to be like, never send a man to do a woman's job or something here like that. I don't know. And he's just going to be like, oh my God. I am a weasel is what I'm hearing. I'm a weaselly little rat bastard. And he's going to crawl out back into whatever hole he came out of until he is like going to actually confront his own demons or something and stop being secretive and sneaky and thinking that makes him cool or strong in any way. She might be infatuated with you for some of you. Again, because I think that there is, I don't know, maybe the two of you are going to go off together. Maybe. I just heard never say never. So, yeah. So basically, even if that last part didn't resonate, even you might not know that it resonates. I don't know. But that last little part though, yeah, you were escorted through some kind of difficult time, and it was to preserve what is holy within you, like what is beautiful within you. And you don't need to fear women. I think this is another thing as well. If women have been like rivaling up against you, like we are each other's keepers, and we're going to learn how to do that. Like they're helping certain women learn how to do that, how to be loving to one another, hold each other's hand, like hold these men accountable so that we can reestablish like strong community bonds, and hold like certain boundaries so that you can have a healthy relationship and I can have a healthy relationship. And like, we can all have that healthy kind of energy together. And that's like because we're lonely, and like that's why I think a lot of women are realizing that it's very, very undermining when you rival yourself with another woman, because it means you can't have friends, because everybody's shell shocked and everybody's kind of, and men do that to us, and we are the ones that lose. And I'm not saying all men do that to us, but I'm saying like there are enough of them that enough people get damaged, and then it's like we are tucking ourselves like away. Yeah, so I feel like this is like, it's a dance of friendship here. And it's a dance of friendship, what it is and what it isn't. And because I also think this man might have cheated on you under the guise of friendship, and it's because he's insecure and he was like using that person to make you jealous, and they aren't friends, and that person will be nowhere near. If that man, he needs to end his association with her on a soul level. If he had that around, like she should just be nowhere near, nowhere around, if he's to have any chance to fulfill his obligation to you, is what I'm hearing. Like that's a part of it, is like she should not be around. And truly she's supposed to be somewhere else. Like if there's some kind of little friend, I just heard weird little friend around him that's like in love with him, follows him around like a puppy dog, and he's entertaining that, she should be nowhere near him at all. They're karmic to each other. She's supposed to be in a different sphere altogether. And so they need to do that. They need to let each other go, because it's codependency and it's fear. And they keep saying I'm hearing like, we're just friends. These two don't know what the definition of friendship is. Okay. Because he's keeping her on the back burner to bolster his ego in case you tell him no, or in case he feels like he needs to keep you in line. And she's chasing after him because he's out of her league. And she thinks that one day he's gonna, I'm hearing what you've been looking for has been here the whole time. And she thinks it's about him, but it's about her. Because what she's been looking for is I just heard some goddamn self-esteem. Aphrodite's not playing with this one. Because again, Aphrodite's like very strong feminine energy. She's like, what you've been looking for, ma'am, is some goddamn self-esteem. So get it. Okay. You're going to be disgusted you were chasing this man around. So, go get yours. Go get what's for you, and stop interfering in other people's like love lives or something, you know? Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. This was crazy. This was like a sustaining kind of period here in your love life. So anything else? Okay, I'm supposed to get some messages for this one. I just heard I love you, I see you. So maybe this person didn't see you in the past. I love you so much, but I keep running from you. I don't understand why I do this. I actually think this is a shared energy in this group energy, because everybody here in this like tumultuous time was running from themselves through love. I'm hearing that. Like this is the shadow energy of love. It's like every single person that was in this like group, and I don't know that it's a group per se, that it's like we all bowl on Thursday nights, and so we're like actually a group, you know, or if this is just people that you were around that have no association with each other during a certain time in your life, and you're like, why is everything going wrong? You know, dear Lord above, like why? But all of them were hiding behind the skirts of love. They were misusing the love energy to hide and to run, to be codependent, to harm. Like it's a misuse of the love energy. And actually you don't misuse love energy. And this is why you're so valuable. And if, like you're so valuable, and you need to see that, and you need to know that. So again, I love you so much, but I keep running from you. I don't understand why I do this. Literally, I'm hearing women say this to you. Like, I don't know why I was competing with you. I don't know why I didn't tell you the truth. I don't know why I was gossiping behind your back. I was jealous. I was competitive. It's because I couldn't accept what was for me and what wasn't for me. I love you, actually. And I think they feel ashamed that you don't know that, or that you were left alone. This is more than romance. This is like actual love. This is like, I'm so sorry that like I couldn't get out of my way. And so I've eroded us. Like this person's looking around. They're like, I have no friends. And we actually were all tight. We were very close. We could have been friends. You were so friendly. You were so kind. I didn't value us. Like there's a woman here that's saying, I didn't value us. I didn't value friendship in my life. And I'm so lonely. And I just heard I have to go to the doctor a lot. And it would be nice to have a girlfriend. Like, that's what I'm hearing. It's like, it would be nice to have a girlfriend to sit and bring me some coffee and hold my hand and, you know, maybe take me to the doctor, and somebody that's not my kids, or somebody that's not, you know, it would be nice. They're seeing the value in having like friends, like female friends. There's women apologizing to you here. Yeah. And it's, yeah. And even like other men that should have been in a friendship role, but couldn't accept that you like somebody else. Yeah. I love you so much, but I keep running from you. I don't understand why I do this. I wish you would knock on my door. People are wanting you to come back, because I feel like you're the glue that sticks people together. And this is the value of you. I just keep hearing the word prize. This is the value of you, is you actually bring genuine love, genuine connection. You know how to build and sustain actual relationships, not just romantic relationships, other relationships too. This is why you're so valuable. And people are starting to realize that it's like, holy shit. Like you were actually everything. I'm hearing it felt stronger when you were around. Something in me felt stronger when you were around. and I felt hope. And then that's when I got cocky with it. That's when I disrespected you, and I never felt the same sense. It's like they cut off from you, and I'm seeing Rapunzel like with her hair where it's like they cut it off and it goes from being all glowy to just being brown. Although I like my brown hair, but I get what they're saying. So yeah, so I feel like people are realizing your worth and your value. Again, there's big justice energy here in your space. And yeah, look, you said, I never want to see you again. You hurt me. And so, look, you're so perfect to me. That's what I'm getting. It's like, you're so perfect to me. And some people just didn't know what to do with that. Please give me a second chance. So there's justice energy in your space. It's Aphrodite that's bringing it in, girl. And you also have women that were surrounded. They were surrounding you because they were supposed to be your protector. It's like I'm seeing you're a heart, and like you're the heart like battery of like some kind of group or community, or that's what they're realizing now, like that's what you were meant to do. And so people, especially women, they needed to get around you and they needed to protect this in order to have something here. And this feels like a friend group or a workplace that was actually sustainable, because maybe these people are having employment issues, but it's because they all had to leave this very negative, toxic work environment that they should have been able to stay at, and they could have stayed at if you had just been protected, or a certain friendship that you had, or a certain connection that you had, or yeah. And I'm hearing like, when I hurt you, I hurt me, but it's not like that. I don't think a lot of these people hurt you. Some of them did. Some of them were definitely gunning for you. But I think a lot of people just stepped out of the way to let you take like the brunt of it. And you're the heart energy. So I'm picturing, I don't know football very well, but it's like the one that like runs it in, and then there's a blocker. You know, like the scene at the end of Remember the Titans, because for some reason Remember the Titans has been like a guiding movie in my life. I didn't even realize that. Like I always quote it in these readings. Like it made such a mark on me. But it's like that ending scene where they finally get that like that big winning goal that like or touchdown that like wins the whole season or whatever, and the quarterback is like actually running it, or maybe he's taking the hits, like the guy that like takes the hits. Like these people are supposed to take the hits so you can run the ball, and that's the team, and we all win when that happens. I think some people were just like, well, why do you get to hold the ball? And it's like, because they're the running back. They're trained to run the ball. If you wanted to run the ball, you should have not been training as the quarterback. You should have been training as the running back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Like this person, that's their position on the field. This is your position on the field. And when we all play our position on the field, that we win the game, There's something here like that. It's pro-social. It's like, stop being so fucking competitive. All you do is erode everything. There's a time and a place, but if we're on the same damn team, like we have to work together and we compete against those fucking guys. Who needs enemies with friends like these is what I'm hearing. So yeah, that's pile number one. There's huge justice energy. People are starting to get it. Look, Helen of Troy, beauty, smoke follows beauty, baby. Yeah, that's you. And now you are growing. The seed of you is going to grow and expand. And I do think for some, it's karmic that they're going to watch you grow in your friendships. They're going to watch, there's something that's coming in for you. Something that each one of these people should have been to you, whether it is a friendship, whether it is a romantic relationship. They're going to watch you do that. They're going to watch you do that in a healthy way. They're going to realize that you were never competitive. They were competitive with you. You were never competitive. You were trying to get along with everybody. They didn't know how to act. They were raised in a barn apparently, and they're just going to watch the vision that is you, and the vision that you had, and the heart engine that you are. They're going to watch what it can do in the world, and they're going to be like, damn, if I had only had a lick of sense. Like that's really what's coming in. So, and it's Aphrodite, and she wants to be seen in your space. Like she is saying, it's me doing this. Okay. Cause she's tough. Like if you had to pick a fighter, I'd pick her. She's tough. And so I think like she's the one out in front of you. Like her energy is the one out in front of you. That's like, I wouldn't come over here if I were you. You had your shot. I'd sit down and get a notebook, because you got to write some shit down. The notebook might be relevant here. So anyways, big justice energy. I keep hearing that big justice energy here in your space. If you feel like you were mistreated and it was for no damn reason, you're absolutely right. But these people are going to be seeing it too. Cool. That was pile number one. I just heard, because what you're looking for has been here the whole time. There's some kind of shared lesson. Again, with that little girl that was like following this guy around, and she's just so insecure. Hers is self-esteem. His is self-esteem too, if he's got her around. It's something here where it's like, it's been here the whole time, like for everybody here. And that was like maybe a lesson that you brought to them as well. You don't have to stop jockeying for power, because if you have to, I'm hearing Dorothy, it's like, if you have to compete for it, it was never really yours to begin with. What are you going to do? Spend your whole life fighting people? That's the life you want to live? You're going to get sick. I just heard you're going to get sick. It's diseased. It's ill at ease. that's no way to live. Don't you want to have some abundance in your life and some peace and some friends? Don't you want to chill by the river, like sipping on a drink and like have no worries? Don't you want that? Like, okay, so we need to admit our folly. We need to admit that we don't know what's best for us sometimes. We need to admit what's for us and what is not for us. And we need to support the people in our community so that we can all be happy together. Heller, I can't say your name. Heather, thank you so much for the super chat. Morning, Coven. Okay, that was pile number 1. I'm leaving that there, and I'm going to take a little drink. Looks like you're in pile for number 2. Okay, let me just put my lip gloss on because Aphrodite was here, and I just want to look my best, you know? All right, let me just get a little snack. That was delicious. It was like a little tangy. I love it. Compassion. Okay, the spoon. Maybe I'll just never put these on my wall. Okay, pile number 2. Oh my gosh, the rose water. Yeah, Aphrodite. I should have known. I should have put that together sooner, maybe. Okay. In case the Divine Mother pops into the next pile, we need to look good. Okay, so we're doing pile number 2, which is the Bardo, and pile number 2. Okay. Okay, I just heard the word loser really loud, and then I saw like this L energy above this. Okay, I feel like some of you, gosh, you have people like at you, just all around you at you. Hold on here. Okay, there's a lot of messages here as well too. Okay, I'm hearing the word jockeying. And I do think for some of you there's a connection here to pile number 1. But there's some kind of jockeying or like, see, it always looks like this bright, beautiful thing here. And it always looks like these things are trying to like feed off of it. So you have this like very beautiful energy, but I'm really being drawn to this like, I don't know, what to me looks like it's not titanium. What is it in Black Panther that they have? The metal? Vibranium, not titanium. Is okay, vibranium. It reminds me of that, you know, and like they're sticking it in like wounds and stuff to heal. But it's like the strongest thing on earth, right? And I feel like whatever this is, where it's like everybody's jockeying for your attention or they're competing over you, that's kind of what I'm getting. But I'm going to put that to the side. I also think that it's like maybe you're being run ragged. Everybody needs something from you at all times. And all of this is to show you how to defend yourself, like put your boundaries up and to build your own strength here. But this is, okay, I do think there's a connection here to pile number 1 because I'm hearing like this is like the asteroids that are coming in to like ding on like the moon. But this is some kind of like strength building energy. Now for a lot of you, I'm hearing the word Venus. It's like, I think that you are Venus, and I think that you're approaching the world in your Venus way. You know, it's like making that one-to-one connection with people, men and women alike is what I'm hearing. But you didn't understand that what they wanted from you. And these are like hungry ghosts. These are people that feel lacking, they feel insecure, and you didn't see that they wanted something from you. And particularly, I'm picking up on a situation that involves some kind of male jockeying. It's like there was competition around you that you may or may not have noticed. If you did notice that there was competition around you, you know yourself to be a sovereign person and you know that you are entitled to make your choice. But I think it would surprise you that these other people didn't view you that way. They viewed you like an object, like a football. This is weird because it's like everybody wanted you. There's multiple people that wanted you here. And you might have realized that or you might not have. I think that you gave some of these people too much credit because you kind of thought like, okay, well, they like me and that's fine, but I'm still going to be their friend because like we're people and I don't want to like not be someone's friend. I think you're learning not to have that perspective, to be honest, but like I think that it surprised you that these people were jockeying still. And what's happened is I feel like these men were competing quote unquote over you, and you probably didn't know that they were doing that, or I don't know, you had some kind of you didn't understand this, not fully, I can tell. But in their competition over you, they were competing with each other. So this is like male posturing. This is something you don't understand. And it's all very violent and it's all very strategic, and it's all very competitive and maybe schmegdual and selfish. And it's because they're trying to posture like to each other. So this is some kind of male form of competition. And in the shuffle, nobody's looking at you. Not really. Nobody is seeing that like this is hurting you. That what nobody's asking themselves like what you might want, what you might need, who I feel like there's also could be a front runner in this that you clearly have an attraction to, and they have an attraction to you. And maybe this person is even like, well, I can't like settle down in that because these people are clearly coming for you, and they don't feel safe in themselves because they're insecure. But you're the kind of partner, and this person's not used to this. This came out in a reading that I was channeling here as well too. Some of these things are backed up by other messages that are going to come out, but it's like you're the kind of person that it's like you don't have to worry about competitors, because when I choose you, I fully choose you. And I have my values and my principles, and I make decisions in accordance with my values and my principles. So I'm never going to like indulge in that. Okay, so this guy that's like this front runner as well, like he saw that there was competition around you, and I don't think he brought it up because I think that he was feeling insecure, and I think he thought you knew. But you're a woman, and you're in Venus realm, and this isn't the way you grew up, like it's not like how feminine circles run themselves. But so they're all jockeying and like positioning around you, and your humanity is being lost in the middle of this. It's like you're reduced to some kind of trophy or some kind of like, and I feel like you're being treated in a way that's very it feels bad to you. Like, and I think maybe you blamed yourself for this. You thought maybe these people don't look at you in a certain way, like as valuable. So that's why they're like rushing all around you and like bum rushing your energy or something. And you're like, well, I guess I must be giving off some kind of signal that I'm not a woman that should be treated with care and properly and whatever. It's because they're not even focused on you. They all want you, but nobody's focused on you, and nobody's listening to your signals, because I think you are actually very clearly saying to some people like, you are my friend and I like you as a friend. It's just that they think you're so sweet that they think they can try to, if they knock other people in your eyes and stuff, like they can't stop the strategy with it. And this is something that you haven't understood. And really, like, this guy needs to pull his head out of his rear end and like have a conversation with you, and treat you tenderly. It's like nobody's treating you tenderly here. So all of this was meant to bring out your toughness, basically. And okay, so maybe this is the void for some of you. For some of you, this is like the void that you were going through, or part of it in pile number 1, where it's like you didn't see this clearly. You didn't understand this clearly. And I think that you were made to feel that there was some kind of lack in you, that you were being treated this way. But this is just like male, immature jockeying, because this is Mars energy, and Mars has to mature. Like it needs to mature into the sun. And I think you could have seen a strength in this guy, or maybe even in a couple other guys, but Mars strength isn't like the sun's strength or anything. Mars is a soldier. It follows orders. And so you got to ask, like, who are these people working for? And I kind of think it's their own libido. It's their own selfishness, which is why you're being viewed as like a trophy here or something. Yeah, some people here just want you as an object. They just want you because they're insecure, and they feel like if they get you, then it's going to mean that they're finally worth something. And I just heard dad, so, and you're not a Band-Aid, and it's very hateful. And so I think all these people, there's a resentment here that's built up around you too, which might contribute to the violence and the aggression that's, that you've been treated with as well, because they think that you know what you're doing or something, when, you don't know for the life of you what these people are doing. You cannot for the life of you understand why you're not being treated with kindness or with values. I think you kind of look out and you're like, does not a single person in this room have a set of values? A mom, a dad, like, have you no principles that guide your behavior? They don't understand that they're coming off so badly and that they're treating you badly in the process. They need to shift. So this is actually meant to initiate them into some kind of shift in being, but it's also teaching you how to like strengthen your boundaries here as well. And I think for a lot of you, there's another thing that's like running simultaneously here, where it's like your job could be running you ragged. It's never enough at work. You are the only person who is competent or like can do this, but also this. So it's like people are always dumping things on your plate. And again, but at the same time, I think they're wanting to compete with you. It's like they wish that they were seen in the light that you're seen in. And so there's that Mars energy around you as well. So it's like they're strategic and like, well, could you do this? So it's taking your time and your energy. It's using your skill and your resources. And some of these people are trying to pass that off as their idea or as their work or their job or something, and they're trying to leech off of you. They're trying to like milk off of you or something. This is gross. So you've had to be around a lot of very people that are less than you in every way, but that try to hide their energy behind your energy, but they're trying to take this is really evil, and it's very hateful, because it is like they can't even compete with you unless they take something from you, like unless they try to get you to complete something. And again, you're Venus, so you're very cooperative. And I think you're just learning that there are some people that you cannot be cooperative with. I think you're also learning like the law of the jungle is what I'm hearing. You're learning why Mother Nature. And Noor was saying like if the Divine Mother comes in here, I just heard. I think you're learning why Mother Nature is a cruel mistress. Like she's not cruel, but it's like sink or swim. Like, yeah, it is kind of, there's certain animals that it's like everybody for their own. You got to learn how to hunt for yourself. And if not, sorry, because it's helping people not leech off. It's the other animals are like, I'm not letting you leech off of me, but we're a social species. So that gets really difficult, but you have people surrounding you that are less than you in every way, but they don't want to be seen that way. They want to compete because Mars wants to compete. Yeah. So it wants to compete. This is like the shadow side of love. Now these people love you, but their love is trash and it's not worth having. And I think you're learning that as well, that it's better to keep your circle small because too many people need things from you. I think you're feeling like, yeah, energetically, you're going to feel so much better when you hold a boundary. And they can still get what they need from you, but it's like you should be in charge of that. And also, I just heard, don't be afraid to make someone look stupid in like a meeting or something. Like withhold from them or feed them half of the information or whatever, like, and just let them be embarrassed in front of everybody so that everybody in the room knows, like, you need a little more of that strategic mind where it's like, yeah, you want to pass off all my ideas as your own. You want to act like, I'm seeing that episode from Friends where Phoebe goes to this book club. She's been wanting to go to this book club forever. She loves this book. She read this book. Rachel just decides that she wants to go. And Phoebe tells her all of her notes and why she's pouring out like why she loves this book. And they get in the class and the teacher calls on Rachel first and she gives Phoebe's answer that was built of her time and her love. And then the teacher calls on Phoebe and it looks like Phoebe doesn't have the answer. It's like, I think you've been put in situations here like that. And that's so you protect your worth and you protect your value. You cannot be out here just connecting with anybody. You're not Mother Teresa is what I heard. And you're not expected to be. There's a time and a place to be that, but it's like, it's not like you are not expected to be ever giving. And you're definitely not expected to be ever giving to people who are doing this kind of thing to you, because these people, frankly, they have to fend on for their own. And these people will, I just heard they're going to end up with alone and with no friends because this is not a way to behave. They are learning Venus lessons. And I think some of these people actually try to use you as some kind of blueprint as to like how to get along, but they're trying to mimic like your energy. They're not understanding your heart. They don't see your heart. And they also are not admitting that they are less than you and that they are actually better served when they just sit back and support you and allow you to take the top spot because you're the person who is capable of fulfilling the top spot. And they are a student to you actually in every way. They need to accept that. And they're not accepting that. Yeah. And so there should be unity here, but then again, that creates like everybody's at each other's throats. And I feel like you cannot understand that. You can't for the life of you understand that. And I feel like you lost something here. There's something here that you lost. It's like you lost the battle, but you will win the war kind of thing. Or maybe it's even like, yeah. Or it's also, you're learning how to choose your battles here because I'm hearing there's a certain war that you don't want to fight because it will cost you. Or no, there's a certain battle that you don't want to fight here, even though like I'm hearing the word pissant. Like these people are coming at you and they think that they don't think that they're on your level. They know very much that they're not on your level, but they're trying to convince other people that they're a better choice for a job or something like that. Don't fight this because you're going to win the war. And I think for some of you, like just get out of here because all of these people will sink without you and you know it. And I think it's like you have too much of a heart where it's like, you're like, I don't want you to be homeless or I don't want you to leave. You need to leave, okay? Mother Nature does it. And like, you're not the Messiah. You are not God's savior, like for everything. Yeah. And these people cast your energy into some kind of doubt because you're very capable and you are very skillful here. And I think you kind of keep to yourself as well. And it makes it too easy for people like this to cast your character into doubt. So go where you're loved, go where you're appreciated, or do something on your own. Yeah, you've been through something here. You've been through something and it's connected you with hope here with Yumaya. And also there's something here about the physical body, like connecting with dance or working out, strengthening your physical body here. Like this is teaching you how to be the warrior, I'm telling you. And these people should fear you. They should be intimidated by you because they're taking it for granted. These are people that are taking it for granted how nice you are because you are this, like you're the star. You are intelligent, you're skillful here. There's like a skill that you have, but again, it's like they're trying to take that and pass it off as their own. they're taking it for granted that you're a nice person. And you need to learn how to, if you're going to bring value into the world, this is a Venus lesson. If you're going to bring value into the world, you better know how to protect it. And honestly, all you have to do is step out of the way and let these people sink, because they just will. I just heard they're kind of duds, to be honest. And they know that, and they need to be. So in Vedic astrology, you show deference and respect to your teacher. That is a big thing, because otherwise you don't have one. What you do is, like, according to like that method, you petition for the protection, the energetic protection of a guru. And you recognize the value that is. And you also know that they don't have to choose you. They offer it to you eventually. And that's called something, I can't remember, but but you always show deference, and you're like, my teacher taught me this. You always say, like, you always cite your sources. You never try to pass it off as your own, because you're cultivating that student-teacher relationship, and you're demonstrating that you can be a student. You need that teacher in order to grow and progress. And that teacher does not have to be spending their time helping anybody towards their liberation. All of us are just responsible for our own liberation. That person is going above and beyond. You honor and respect that's what's going on. These people are not doing it, and there are consequences to not doing it. And I actually think that there's something here in coming from their guide teams or something. They may well lose that. Maybe, I think they're petitioning for the protection of a guru, or this may not have anything to do with this particular situation. They are petitioning for that, or they're wanting that, or they're trying to figure out where they go, but they're competitive and they're jockeying. And so they're not doing it the right way. This is deference. This is sit at the feet of your teacher energy, and they need to be doing that, or they need to get lost. For a lot of these people, they are lost, is what I'm saying. But yeah, they want some kind of quick result, and they could be watching you. Somebody here is angry with you, and they're very competitive. This is a person who thinks they're better than you, and they're not. And it's for some kind of superficial reason that they thought they destroyed you as well. They thought that they destroyed you, or they wanted to see you broken and defeated. But instead, you have had some kind of new beginning, and now they're curious about you. Okay, so why are your guides telling you this? Well, let me just go into this here. Oh, you're sovereign. You're in sovereign territory here. This is the end of a karmic cycle, and it's put this person in their head. Now they're like very and in uncertain territory, because you are the Empress. This person thought they were the Empress. This person's the Queen of Wands. And they're kind of, I'm seeing like that fire energy start, but then I'm seeing it fizzle out. It starts and then it fizzles out. It's like this person can't sustain anything. And you have gotten away from them, and you are in sovereign territory, and it's Saturn and Venus. So I feel like you painstakingly, it's like one step. And then you've moved from Saturn into Venus. And it's actually teaching people a lot, because Saturn is working through our karmas, and it is kind of like, it is maybe dealing with authority. This is a person that maybe felt like they were an authority over you in the past, or that they had some kind of authority over you in the past, and they misused it. So this person's now getting karma for that, because they misunderstood their role. This person is not bigger than you. You're actually bigger than them. And you'll notice that with spiritual teachers. A lot of times they come in as the smaller person, and it's that, what if God was one of us? There's spiritual testing always that goes on, because it's like, this is a person who lords things over people. Like, they like to make people feel small. And this person could have painted you in that light just for fulfilling your role as a leader or something. But yeah. And so, like, it's very much like spirit guide energy, or like you were sent by this person's spirit guide to see how they treated you. It's very much like that. And you have to go through that in order to be trusted with like leadership. But this person doesn't understand that, because to them, it's just like power. And yeah. So now I'm hearing dark night of the soul. This person is in a dark night of the soul, and they're being put in certain positions. I feel like something could have dried up here for this person, and they're realizing that something here could have changed. So you actually did. I feel like the reason your guides are telling you this is because there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. And it's not arbitrary. And again, they're trying to help you. You are an advanced soul. This is a group that is an advanced soul. And so there's things asked of you that you have consented to. Some of you have prayed to God and asked to be used for spiritual purposes. And this is what this looks like. This is what this feels like, is you're kind of testing other souls, and you're withstanding other souls so that they have to get confronted with their karmas or something here like that. So again, you're learning, and you are learning from this as well, because even if you pray to be used by God, it's like, you are still learning your lessons too, and you're learning how to firm up those boundaries. You're learning how to produce your own value, but you're learning how to protect your own value. And for some of you, it's your own creative pursuits and your own creative ideas from all these like vultures that are trying to like leech off of you. You're finding your own strength. But again, I go back to the, what is it? It's not titanium, vibranium, where, okay, it does everything, doesn't it? It's like, it's so strong. It builds the rail systems and the weapons, but it heals. Like, this is like very well-rounded energy. It's like Empress energy. And I feel like this person's like studying you. Like, they can't figure out how this person just manipulates and they jockey, again, with the jockeying. And so they can't figure out how you've done what you've done. And there is no answer that they're ever going to find because it's ephemeral. It's like, it's this innate, they have to kind of, they need to admit defeat. They need to admit your superiority, because one queen, four queens, and the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. There's just not a comparison here. There's just not one. So they need to understand that. And, you know, this is Venus energy. Venus is one of the spiritual teachers that comes to Earth here as well. This person has a lot to learn, and they need to be a builder and not a saboteur. So yeah, there's they need to be a builder and not a saboteur. This person's tried to take something from you, like, and pass it off as their own. And this person could be witchy as well. So they could have misused as well some kind of intuitive gift. Look, this person's so shocked that I just found that out. This person's so shocked that I just found that out, because it's like they could have seen your destiny. This is like a destiny stealer energy, or this person could have tried to steal your destiny, or they could have, and to pass it off as their own. They're trying to wear some kind of cloak, but it's hollow, and it's because this person doesn't actually have it. It's not actually theirs, because knowledge is power, and like that's what the guru gives you. And gurus, they don't actually impart their knowledge to you in any kind of like real way, like until they claim you as theirs. So this person, all they can do is mimic. And this person is like so shocked that you can tell, or that people can tell, because people don't respond to this person the way that they respond to you. And it's because it's real within you. You know, Ramana, a lot of his teachings, he doesn't even use words. It's imparted through energy. And it's like there's an energy, you back it up with an energy backup. There's no shortcut. This person's always looking for the shortcut here. And they're shocked. So Spirit is really telling this person, yeah, you are the line in the sand. You are some kind of obstacle here. And it's a block to their growth, but you're not doing it. It's just that this is the truth of where this person is. And they needed to see what the real thing actually looks like. I think unfortunately for you, this is like an aggressive person, and they're not graceful at all. They like to come off as the Empress, but this is like not graceful. They're actually quite angry, and they're competitive, and they're jealous, and it's not that soft. It's not Venus. It's not Venus energy as well, even though Venus exists in they got the energies backwards in some kind of way, because they're just mimicking. They don't have any actual deep knowledge. And it's reminding me of, there's a quote by Thoth, who is a spiritual teacher, is Mercury, the divine messenger, where he talks about the invention of reading as a bad thing for humanity, because he says, great, now people who don't actually possess knowledge can act like they have knowledge, because they can read something and they can regurgitate it, and people will think that they actually know what that means. And you know how they say whenever somebody is asked to give an expert, whenever they're asked to give a presentation on something, they're asked to give that presentation not because they can regurgitate every single one of like the words in that presentation. Any stupid like person could do that. It's because they know so much more around it, and it's actually like the robustness of their knowledge that makes their presentation good and actually like worthwhile. There's no shortcut. So this person, I'm getting like they're trying to mimic other people's expertise, because they're like, you don't have to be an expert in anything. All you have to do is mimic. You know, and we live in a world now, well, this person has been allowed to live that out to its fullest potential, and they needed that, and they're crashing and burning. And also this person lacks wisdom, and they're very angry. So they're blaming everybody and their mom, because they misunderstand and they don't hear through the eyes of wisdom. And I'm flashing back to in one of my readings when I was like, you're here to change up the archetypes. And then I'm seeing somebody misunderstand what that is. Like, it's not an embodied, like, living kind of thing. They took it and they made it chintzy, or they took it and they heard it from the most minimalized, reduced version possible, and then they turn around and blame me. Like, you said that my thing was in like the archetypes. Okay, well, you know what it's this person has a way of cutting something off from its life source. It's not connected, and you're the life source here. So it's like this person tried to use you as a battery, or these people, because you're connected in some way to like your inner realm or something like that. So now these people are having to I feel like there's people here who have been allowed to, I just heard, to disrespect your energy in some kind of way, to belittle you, and they've gone and they've built, I just heard, with a karmic, or with some kind of karmic. For some, this is like somebody giving advice, some kind of karmic teacher or advisor. They've built with a karmic. This person is trying to avoid giving you your flowers, basically, and trying to avoid giving you your props and your definition, or your deference that they are required. But the universe is saying, this is your teacher. You will kneel in front of them, or you will wither on the vine. Because this person needs, for some reason, it's like a person like you, this person can't show respect to. Instead, they're trying to steal from you, or they're trying to maneuver around you in order to build themselves up in a bad way. So you know what? You're not these people's spirit guide overall. But I feel like their guide, again, I think I get this sometimes. This is like your spirit guide in training or something. You're learning how to pass along wisdom. And so you need this kind of experience. But this person's spirit guide that's in the ether, they're passed on. They're saying, I refuse to work with you until you show deference to this kind of human. Whatever it is, you have a certain body. It's like your age, your race, your religion. There's something about you that for some reason, this person feels like they cannot show. They're giving me goosebumps. And like they're saying, you hit the nail on the head. This is a leader. And if and until you sit calmly, you bow, you kiss the ring to this person, you acknowledge that they're better than you in every way, I just heard. And you tell it, go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. You're going to go sing this person's praises. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be a salesperson for this person. And it's reversed Rhiannon energy, because Rhiannon, she's the one where it's her kingdom and she's accused of something that she did not do in order to throw her out of her kingdom and to force her to carry people into her own kingdom on her back. And they made her feel like it was her fault or that she was responsible. They framed her for something. I think for some of you this went on. It's reverse Rhiannon. You're gonna go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. And you're gonna start by saying, I'm a beast, I'm an animal, and I lied. I lied. That's Nicki Minaj. So for some, it's like they lied to keep you, like somebody's trying to hold on to something here. I lied to keep you from breaking my heart. So somebody who has lied on you is going to go back around to literally every single person that they lied. And they're going to say, I'm sorry, I'm a pipsqueak of a human being on the inside. I told you a lie about this person and I am deeply sorry. This person is actually very great. I tried to take their energy, wear it as a mask in order to benefit. And you should really go, because that's the thing is like gurus they can see everything, or they can, like, especially when they're passed over, and they're not going to take on this person's energy if they steal ideas. They can't be trusted with knowledge. This is some kind of test. Like, this person doesn't have a guru is what I'm hearing. They're actually petitioning to have a guru. And no guru will take them on until they show that they can be a good student and that they're not going to go after other students and compete. This will be bred out of them before they actually are given darshan. That's what it's called. Given darshan. Before they are given darshan, they are going to prove that they are not in this energy. It will be eradicated from their being. They're going to play nice with other people, or they're going to be left to straggle on their own. Because once you are given darshan by a guru, your spiritual, like, you can grow so quickly. This person just wants to lord it over people. They just want the top spot. It's unenlightened and it won't be given. And this person is not backed by spiritual energy, but they have been allowed to their little half-brained, hair-brained scheme. And for some, they were given something here, Queen of Wands. So it could be attractiveness, whatever they thought they needed to make some kind of, like, this guru was like, tell me, it's like, well, if you just give me some psychic ability and some attractiveness, I can do what your students have done in record-breaking time. And this guru is going, okay. Go ahead. Live a full lifetime like that. They have to be confronted with their own folly. But to be honest, this is like really a dumb person, like in terms of spiritual, like, enlightenment. Because they can't be self-reflective and self-aware. They can't admit their own folly, that this person's life is falling apart, and they cannot admit that it is all their own doing. It's this jockeying energy, and that they've really, really hurt somebody beautiful here in the process. And it would have been the guru if the guru was stupid and, like, would take people on like this. But given that the guru is intelligent and knows what they're doing and knows why they're telling you that they're not taking you on as a student or whatever. So you've got somebody who's like a guru in the making, and it's like they need to know why they have to protect their energy. And I think for some of you, that's you. And that you can't just be giving it, like, to these hot shots that are con artists, and they're like, and you're like, yeah, I think that I can really invest in you. Yeah, I believe in you as well. It's like, what are you looking for in terms of who you share your energy with and, like, your ideas with? That's what you're learning here. And some of you, this is on a very practical level. This does have to do with the workplace of who you hire on and who you feel a connection with. And it's something that's way more traditional than this, like, hot rod energy. You are looking for things that are much more muted in their energy, because it shows somebody who can play nice with other people. And I say it all the time, but that pro-social quality, it's worth its weight in gold. And it actually does speak to an intelligence. And I always go to that show, Remember Naked and Afraid. And it was never the person who showed up with like a lighter, because you could bring one thing, remember? So it was never that person who showed up with like the pocket switch knife. It was always a person who was like, well, I'm a teacher. It's somebody who had some kind of like incredible social intelligence, because life and nature is social. It's learning languages. It's learning culture. That's what it is. And you have to be pro-social to do that in a way that doesn't harm. And so that's what they're trying to teach this person, is that they're full of folly. They are short-sighted. They are the cause of their own downfall, because they're short-sighted and they're jockeying and they're selfish. And they are not allowed to come into this guru space, because they're going to fuck shit up. And the guru has enough sense to protect their own value, their own like knowledge, and their own community here. And so, yeah, this person, I think they're going to have to learn to share, because I think this person actually has to learn to be one of these people, to accept like what they're given and know more, to stop being controlling. So I think for some of you, you could actually be this person that I'm describing. Like, you're very angry and you feel there's a sense of entitlement that has to be knocked in you, because you feel like you deserve more than everybody else. And you will learn that you deserve exactly the same as everybody else, and that it's actually what's best for you. Yeah. So that I'm hearing, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go farther, go together. Petitioning for a guru, it's like, I think somebody here wants to be like a hot rod. They want to be like the top spot, even like to a guru. But again, it's folly. It's full of folly. It's like they have to go exactly in the other direction to be able, they have to be humble. They have to be quiet. They need to sit in the back for an eon, like for literal centuries. This person needs to be meek and mild, for the meek shall inherit the earth, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, this person's too full of themselves for no reason. And it's because they think they can mimic, and they think that's the answer. They think that knowledge is hollow, and it's not. So this person needs, if this is you, whenever you see just how big this Empress energy is, that's when you're going to know that you've made progress, because there is no comparison. And the fact that you think there is a testament to your own folly. Is a testament to your own folly. Yeah, and it's ego defense mechanisms. This person is learning how to protect themselves and like to protect their value, and you are learning that your ego defense mechanisms they don't get you anywhere. And that is what's actually preventing your victory. And it's because you refuse to learn the lessons that you need to integrate in order to get around these obstacles. The obstacles are the way. They're working for you. Some of you are like, oh, this stupid obstacle. Why are you doing this? No, the obstacle is the way. That is your lesson. Please have the wisdom and the wherewithal to know that that is teaching you. That is your teacher in this moment. Honor it. Look at it. Honor it. Show it deference. Try to figure it out. Be patient. Sit here. But it's because you want to go fast. And you're like, no, because I need to get at the front of the line. This is like the person that's always pushing to get to like the front of the line. And nobody wants this person around. And they don't understand it's because they don't play well with others. And literally, and I'm hearing this guru say, you are going to make friends with all of my students. They will all, like, I'm hearing this guru say, I'm not even the one that's giving you the approval. All of these people will welcome you, or they will turn you away. So how are you building a relationship? This person thinks, oh, I'm going to go after the finish line, because they don't want to actually do the work. This is somebody who has to sit and have a conversation with 100, if not 1,000 of this guru's students. Get to know them each one-on-one. This is a long road for this person. This is to get anywhere near what this is. Yeah. Strength. And they're trying to, this is horrible energy. It's just horrible energy. They're trying to like strangle strength and dignity and stuff like out of somebody else. And they're trying to appear pure while they're doing it. And they're trying to like safeguard some kind of like, I don't know if this is a relationship or it's a functioning dysfunction. Because this person, it's like they're trying to safeguard this like 10 of Pentacles that they've jockeyed, and it's not right. They shouldn't be in this relationship. They shouldn't have what they're having. But this is a functioning dysfunction because this is where this person's putting their energy. And so they're not actually getting stronger. So this is a person who is like just taking what is for them. The obstacle is the teacher. Nothing is wasted. The engine is so different here in these people. And because of that, they're moving away from this, like, I think this person betrayed them, or there's some kind of painful ending. And this person is like being phoenix reborn from the ashes. Like whoever this person did, they're like, I thought I squished you like a bug. I thought I destroyed you. Like, what is it? Oh, it's because the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Oh, it's because this person, look, and I always notice like that the cross, which, cross to bear, pick up your cross. This person has picked up their cross and followed. They've trusted the process. And yes, they were wounded in the heart space, but they've turned it into this beautiful thing here. And this is the difference. It's inner. There's such a strong inner difference here between these two people that this person full of folly is not willing to honor. And they're refusing to give this person deference and props. And all they're doing is holding themselves back. In this lifetime and in many others, because they don't even have darshan, is what I'm getting. No guru will take this person on if and until this is the person that they will bend. It's like I'm that person in the Bible that like kisses Jesus's feet and like weeps and cries and dries off that person's feet with their hair. That is, I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, you gonna kiss ass? Yeah, and part of it, I think part of it is this kind of like, you will be brought to heel. This person's not going to do it. But it's this guru that's like nothing. The only things you get are the things that you jockey for yourself. You will learn the folly of the ego. All the best things in the universe do not come from the ego. Okay? Like this person like jockeys with their ego and then they're like, that's my destiny. And this person's like, and the guru is like, you're entirely too dumb to be here, sweetie. Like, you know, with all the love and respect in the world, if you cannot admit your own folly and your own ignorance, that's this person's problem. It's like they think that they're better than everyone and they're worse than everyone. And they need to sit in the very back. And they're, like I said, this is this person's path, is that they're going to have lifetimes where they get to know 1,000 of this guru's student. And this is before they even receive darshan. Every single one of these students will give their approval before they receive darshan. There is, and I think there's kind of a wall of like the gurus that are like, all of us agree. Whatever one of us you would like to petition, that is your path forward. It's a long one. Get comfortable. So, I don't know which side of this, so I don't know which side of this is on, which one of these two characters, but that is why. That is why this relationship, because one of these people's already done this, or they just do it very naturally. You know, they connect with people, and that's what their most important thing is. I think they receive, this is what, it's backwards. Remember I told you something's backwards? This person's backwards. And so because they're backwards, they have to undo what they've done. They will dismantle themselves, their own ego, their own tower. To become something else, first you must become nothing. This person will do this on their own. That's the path. That is the spiritual path. And things will be horrible for this person if and until they do that. But yeah, like, because this person has naturally... So what I'm saying is like they get it backwards, is that this person focuses on the process. They focus on the connection. They focus on the person in front of them. And because of that, they are elevated. It's just natural. They're not gunning for elevation. This person guns for elevation, and they'll throw anybody and everybody under the bus. Do you see how that's the exact opposite energy? Exact opposite. You could not have two more different people. So I don't know what obsession you have with the physical body that will get old and pass away, and then you're going to be left with your soul. The soul is what's so different here. But it's like there's something here about the physical body or like some kind of position, and it's like, well, I have exactly what you have. No, you don't. And if and until you can admit that, you are going to stay stuck. And you're going to stay confused. But there's no need to be confused. It's ego defense mechanisms. Your confusion is an ego defense mechanism because you do not want to admit what you actually are, what you actually need to do, and you don't want to settle than less than quote unquote you think that you're worth. And it's folly because you think you can get something here that you can't actually get. You can't actually get it. Not in the energy that you're in. And that's part of the thing is like you have to realize I can't get this. I have to dismantle this. I'm hearing 3 rights and a left. So hold on. Right, left, backwards. This person here took 3 rights and a left to go backwards. It's like they took the long way to just turn around and go backwards. They're moving backwards, but they did it in this like very elaborate way. And that's their punishment, basically. That is their karma. That is what's teaching them. They're just expending so much energy. And because it's like this person thinks they're maneuvering, they think they're jockeying and they think they're winning. And that will be lifetime after lifetime with this person. They're like, yeah, see, and like I did this and that. And it's like you took 3 rights and a left just to turn around and go backwards. You're not even moving forwards. You're moving backwards and you're expending a lot of energy to do it. And it's sad to watch, but it's your lesson. There's a functioning dysfunction. Yes, you're in pain. Do move away from it by moving towards your karma. And guess who your karma is? Kiss up. You better kiss up. There is no way around it either. Whenever you decide to act right, it's going to be right through this person. You're never getting around this. Oh, you're never getting around this if you're this other person. Because you done something to this person and you know it. And it will be rectified. So, that was crazy. That was a crazy ride. You can have the hottest body. If your soul is shitty, you are shitty. Yes. And frankly, like, no, any guy who wants to be with somebody like that, good riddance. And they've done you a favor. And I think, for the Empress, again, because I think there's something on the physical that looks comparable. So for this Empress, again, this is showing you your own inner worth. That is not what you are. And maybe people have accused you of being that, or maybe because that Empress, she's so proactive and she's so cooperative. And this person is supposed to be her protector, I think, a bit. But she's so cooperative that she probably thinks, well, when I go after what I want, okay, well, am I wanting the spotlight? Like, am I wanting this? And it's like, no, this person is very much not like that. And this other person was brought into their remit so that they could look and see exactly what that looks like and to know for an absolute damn fact that that's not what they're doing. Because this person stooped to some kind of low. And they thought they did it because they thought they could get away with it. And that's just folly. Because what's done in darkness will come to light, because God is truth. So this person also thinks that they rivaled this Empress, and they really just rivaled God, and which is dumb. I love it when Jess pops off. This is ignorance, like, is what it is. It's ignorance, and I think this person thinks they're intelligent because, again, it's that scheming mind. And there is an intelligence here, but it's a misuse of the mind. And like Ramana says, the mind is an obstacle to liberation. And this person's like, my mind is the key to everything. I'm always the chess master. You're no chess master compared to God. First of all, you're incarnate. You don't know everything. And I think that's part of what this person is realizing. They don't know everything. They don't know every variable under the sun. I think this person's really stepped in it. I'm hearing that, like, put their foot in their mouth with people because they're learning that they're not God. They're not some kind of like all-powerful being, even if this person is like intuitive, because they've used it for all the wrong reasons. I think this person thinks being intuitive is akin to being like an all-powerful being or something. And this person is showing you and everybody else that two people can have a hammer, and the carpenter, Jesus is a carpenter, right? Like the true skillful person can actually build a house. They can do a lot with that hammer. And it's like, wow, this person's so focused on the hammer. They're like, well, you have a hammer and I have a hammer. You can build a house and I can build a house. Not realizing this person, it's the hands and the mind that actually build the house with the hammer. This person's like, I got a hammer too. Why does my house look like shit? God, are you punishing me? And God is like, do you want to learn to use your hammer? I'm so sick of you not taking accountability. Like, yeah. So, my ex thought he was the smartest person on earth. Yeah. And some of you, it's like for some of you, I do think this could be like an ex that was in competition with you or something. And they thought that if they latched themselves onto you and they could leech something out of you, or maybe that's what this person does. But this is the kind of, that Queen of Wands. I don't know what I did with her, and it's probably for the best. But she probably latched herself onto somebody that she's like, this person has value and I can extract that. This is like a parasite. It's a locust. And I'm hearing like plague of locusts. Maybe there's a plague of locusts. I don't know. And she was like, I can leech this off and like make it work. But yeah, for some of you, I think this is a person that you partnered with that wanted to leech off of you. But was actually in competition with you and everybody else. And you're not going to get anywhere with that. You're not building like a true partnership. You're building the energy, like together, you're both contributing. This person wants to take from you. So you're never going to feel fulfilled. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I wasn't expecting this. So I think there's a couple of different things. Like there's that romantic kind of situation. I think there's a professional way that this plays out. And I think for both of you, it's like two of them, but it's because it's all actually in a weird way reflecting to you that you're valuable. And I think the fact that this Queen of Wands targeted you should tell you that you're valuable. Because I think you're kind of like, why would anyone target me? I think you kind of see yourself as like meek, or like I'm very cooperative and like nobody would want to like rival themselves. Like there's no need. But she picked you to rival you. It's because she sees your value. She's being a dick about it, but she sees your value. Dee, thank you so much. Thank you for seeing me in the lens I see myself. Oh, and remember the Titans, baby. Always remember to remember the Titans, okay? Pshaw. Yeah. So this, I feel like this was a hard learning, and I do feel like there's a connection to pile number 1, because some of you are being escorted here like through Aphrodite. It's like, just look at the lengths, the lows that people will stoop to in their character and in themselves if they think they can get away with it in order to try to get love. And you can never get love. You can just destroy another person. And all this person can really do is knock this other person's value. That's it. And their own, because they're not anywhere near where they should be. And like the crazy thing is, it's like this person needs Jesus, like this person needs God. They need to defer to God and say, I'm going to stop saying what I think my life should be, and like my life is only valuable and has meaning if I go like down this direction. And they need to say, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, okay, God, what do you have planned for me? Where should I go? Where would I be where would I be happiest? And I think it would surprise this person that it's nowhere near where it is that they are actually at. And they'll actually feel happier and more fulfilled. And I think they'll be looked at. And this person wants to be looked at a certain way. And this is the way, but they've got to go the long way. They got to go the long way. And I think for some of you, this is the person that is meant to be like in a female relationship, just outdoing all these men. But that's just for some of you. So, okay. I know you've been through it here, but both of you both been through it. And, you're going to emerge from this better. This is done in like some kind of infinite wisdom. So anyways, that was pile number 2. That was really crazy. Well, sorry. There's like also an energy that fights this. At first I thought it was a person there for a while, but you know what I actually think it is? Because I think some of these people that are full of folly, I think in some ancient time, and I always go back to like ancient Egypt, but I think like when people had like a different understanding of things, I think they used some kind of energetic spell working. And I think it's that, like, I think it's that lingering effect. So it's like whenever anybody ever gets close to the truth and like calling it out, it like, if it's like an immune response, like it kind of like fights to keep its own ignorance or something like that. I don't know. But there's like this headwind that you always have to go through when it's like whenever you want to point this out. And it's really crazy because I feel like these people actually trap themselves because this isn't for their highest and greatest good. It's short-sighted. It's all these things that these people are. Full of folly, short-sighted, obsessed with the worldly things and material. That again, you're just gonna. It's spiritual people want to escape the cycle of birth and death, so they want to see through the folly of the world. But these people are like, it's everything to me, and I must have it. And it's like, so they put some kind of spell in order to try to. Because I can see that they passed some certain level of understanding, but it's like they're clinging to that and they're like refusing to move on. And it's not for their highest and greatest good. They're wreaking so much havoc in the process and they can't see their own folly. So if I'm hearing some of these people had darshan from a guru and it was revoked, it was pulled back after they did whatever. These are fallen souls, truly. They're like existing outside the bounds of God. And that doesn't mean that they're not loved by God. It just means that they're acting in such accordance, like they're acting in such disalignment with God and like the Tao and what's for them that it's just pitiful. I'm hearing it's just, and it'll be one car crash after another or like train wreck after another. Okay, so that was pile number 2. Spirit brought this up for me with the message. Ugly is beautiful. You have to have ugly to be beautiful. But you can't afford ugly if you want to be as hot. It's funny that you say that because Alex and I were just talking about this the other day because obviously we make candles. If you didn't know that, we make candles. But we don't use the wax that we use, we don't use any additives because a lot of candle wax has additives in it in order to make it like perfectly smooth. But we don't because we don't want to be like burning off the additives. But Alex, one day he was like, look at like how like the top of the candle is like ever so slightly bumpy. He's like, I love that because that's like how it's natural, and it's like this kind of, and every single one of them is just like a little bit different. And he's like, I don't know why everybody has to have this like perfectly smooth candle. He's like, for what? It's like, this has so much character and so much personality and it's like so unique. And, maybe this person, it's like they feel like they need additives, whether that's people or like whatever, in order to be just like this perfect. And it's like finding the perfect in the imperfection, like, in a way. And what is imperfect? Like, even the word spells I'm perfect. I saw like a cat poster and I was like, they're acting against universal laws repeatedly. And then they turn around, they're like, why am I so miserable? Because I thought that I was going to build this like perfectly happy life. And it's because you're full of folly and the God that you worship is your own ego. And some of these people like call themselves the divine feminine or divine masculine, or they think that they're asking, then they turn to God. It's like things go bad and they're like, God, please tell me. And it's like, was the train wreck in front of you like not the message I thought it was, I am telling you, could you please learn to listen? Oh, Greg, currently inactive, but not forever. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm burning fresh start and got hired by a new job that pays twice as much and is ethically so much better than my last. And I met a beautiful soulmate, so wild. Oh my gosh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah. So, yeah. Just to finish my last thought there, it's like, this is a person where it's like, this is a train wreck. This is communicating. This is the kind of person that's like, why aren't you speaking to me? Why aren't you giving me any answers? And it's like, the problem is with you. And if you had a lick of self-awareness, you wouldn't, this is always a person who thinks the problem's outside of themselves. Well, you owe me some kind of explanation. And Spirit is like, why don't you learn to listen? Remember I told you life is all like social? Learn to speak the language. They haven't. They're just angry and they're like, you need to say it in the way that I am. But it's like, this is their path. It's like, learn how to listen. Learn what, I'm always speaking to you. I'm hearing God say, I'm never not speaking to you. So if you can't hear me, adjust. Okay? Stop pointing the finger at everybody else. Everybody else isn't doing something right. At what point are you not doing something right? And this is a lesson. Don't just take that lesson for what it is. Hear the genuineness of that lesson and integrate it into yourself in all arenas of life. Not just this one problem. To stop and say, okay, I'm doing the thing again where I'm pointing the finger everywhere else. So, okay. I'm just going to go lock myself in the water closet for a second. How can I look at this situation differently? What do I have control over that I can potentially change? And maybe it's just that I'm going to sit in here for 10 full minutes, let everyone think I'm having the blow shits, and maybe go home early. Like maybe I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, do what you need to do. Okay, so I'm feeling different people and energies. Yeah, and there's a lot of people, okay, I keep like moving these cards around. There's a lot of people like for this group that you have this experience with, whether you know it or not. And that's another thing that I'm supposed to tell you, and then we're going to move on to pile 3, whether you know it or not, because it's like people are attach your energy like this to the point where you might actually think this is a normal way of relating. When I think that you're going to have like a certain soulmate come in or somebody that does the dance with you right. They do the dance with you correctly. They do the dance with you properly. They're pouring into your cup and they're taking. They're giving and they're receiving. And that's very, that's what feels really nice, you know? And I think even if you have one relationship in your life like that, it's going to show you where this isn't normal. Like for people to always like, and for some of you, that's why it's the blind spot, especially for this Empress person. That's why it's the blind spot, is because everybody's always kind of done this with you. And that's why you couldn't see your own worth and your own value, is because everybody was always competing with you, but they also had to take from you in order to even be able to compete with you to begin with. And it's so evil. It's so blatantly evil and horrible and nasty. And I don't know how you don't look at yourself in the mirror and hate yourself. And I think you know that, or you're supposed to know that. They hate themselves. And they need to stop doing that because they keep looking for something to fill the hole. And it's just living like this that's why you hate yourself, you know? But that's why it's your blind spot, is because literally everyone's done that to you for so long that you didn't know it could be another way. And shame on this person as well. Because if this is a woman that's competing with you, she was supposed to be your friend. She was supposed to reflect that back to you and probably be your protector here in some way. Okay, so we're done with that. We're done with that. We're done with that. Mm-hmm. Oh my. I'm glad our souls in the Chaos Covenant are just levitating higher. Higher and higher and high. I met a doctor. He came to my house to play me cello. This sounds like the start of a rom-com. He brought snacks for my girls and chalks for me. He's a friend that I met, but it has me in tears. I'm always the giver. Oh, interesting. Well, I look forward to reading your romance novel of your real life. Even if it doesn't work out, you should write a romance novel or some fanfic. I don't know why, but you should. Okay. This resonates, but I can't decipher who I am in the situation. Maybe for some of you, you're both. Maybe that's, I don't know, that could be as well. Okay, so let's have a little snack. Is this stupid? I don't care. Okay. And where's my little wand? Okay. Compassion, 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 compassion. We love it. Okay. Oh, you're a writer. Freaky. Oh my gosh. I ended a friendship and so much BS has come back to me third hand. Nice. You're my favorite person. Or you like to write. That's crazy. I like to write too. We should all just write. If we ever do the thing where it's like, okay, now we're pen pals, we should just only write fanfic to each other. But it's like a continuing thing. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so like we all just get like a different person, and it's like, and you don't write anything about yourself, but it's like, one dreary morning, Elizabeth was sitting on the train looking out past her bangs when she saw a dog, or like, and so then you send that letter, and then it's like chapter 2 coming next. Okay. She said yes, please. All right. I love the people who probably just came in at that moment and they're like, what is this? Are we having a book club? Maybe that's what we'll do for the book club on Patreon. The way I'm always in the wild, like there's this woman on the internet. Her name is Jess. You should look her up. She said this one-liner. Oh my God. I love that. I love that. Okay, let me just put my lip gloss on. I love that I can hear this little candle crackling in the background. It's giving witchy vibes. The dog had a letter for her. It said, "What up, bitch?" No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I rollerblade, which was writing fanfic with your friends. I wrote a fanfic. Well, I didn't finish it, but I started to write a fanfic one time, and I was going to publish it. Like, it was a thing that I just had in my mind that I was going to do, because I like to write as well. But I don't know what I did with it. But if I found it now, I would probably be horrified, and I would probably be like, oh my God, thank you so much that I did not publish this. I would never have published it in like under my name, of course. I would have been like, Billy Joel wrote this. I can see you writing a book. I am going to write a book at some point. I kind of think I'm going to do it in my old age if I'm able to retire. Because you know how, like, do you guys think you're going to retire? I'm so curious about that. But like, if I'm able to, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit on a beach and I'm going to write fan fiction and I'm going to mail it to strangers. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. And that would be so fun, actually, because you could just pick a random address. You just look up like a random state or a random country, like pick a random address and just send a fanfic to them with no return address. Okay, I don't know why I'm on about this. This is the castle, which is like very fantasy. Okay, so maybe this is like relevant. Wouldn't it be funny if we started a movement where it's like that's just what we did and they were like, yeah, these weird women have been just sending people fan fiction. Okay. Why am I the way that I am? Okay, we're on to pile. Oh, I meant to do that. Pile number 3, the castle. We're going to keep the brain fresh. Yeah, I want to keep my brain fresh on the beach, writing a book. And bothering Alex, like, okay, read this. Okay, does this sound good? See them reading when you made the chain. Oh my gosh, yes. What a way to make the news. Because like there's so much hate in the world. And remember when people were like mailing anthrax? Like this is the opposite of that. This is like, here, have some entertainment. Okay. Pile number 3. Okay. I feel like okay, I don't know who this is. Somebody's angry here because they were asleep in the past. I just heard Sleeping Beauty. Somebody slept on you or you slept on someone because you felt like you had choices here in love. 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah. And now you see somebody here as your wish fulfillment and you're sad, but it is opening your third eye. Oh my God. Okay, so somehow this is an initiation. Some of you are sad. I think you've been crying out to your guides or you're asking your guides like why or like what is the purpose. I think that this person, I think you're watching somebody here or somebody is watching you and take this how it could go either way here. So take this however it's resonating or somebody is watching you. This is actually serving as an initiation experience. It was always going to here between the two of you, like your love and your union. It's so sweet here. I can't actually show this picture on YouTube, but it's very sweet. It's very gentle. It's very tender. And there's a lot of like, the love bubble. I just heard it's like the love bubble. It's very, this picture that I'm looking at, I wish YouTube wasn't so weird. It's very sweet and it's very loving, and it's, yeah, I'm just seeing somebody like pet someone's hair here. But like the Seven of Hearts, somebody here had like choices and they were confused and they were in some kind of like fantasy. And now it feels like they're on the outside looking in. But again, this is some kind of initiation here for the third eye. But I feel like when the third eye opened, there's a lot of tears. There's like a lot of watery energy. I'm hearing, oh my God, what have I done? Like, there's a lot of tears because somebody wasn't looking like through the heart space energy. But it's funny because it's like they were trying to find love in all the wrong places, but it's because the heart space wasn't on. There's some kind of connection here with the third eye. Like I'm hearing, I can see it now, but it's not like I can see clearly now the rain is gone. It's like I can see clearly now. Oh my God, it's like sadness. It's like bringing up a lot of sadness here. There was some kind of like fantasy going on here in the past around success, and around like having some kind of victory. Okay, somebody here put somebody else on a pedestal that they thought was beautiful or demure, somebody that was strong, somebody they thought was like an angel, somebody that they thought was their victory. They thought this person was like very successful, but actually they just feel alone with this person and they're having to retreat. And this person actually, I don't know if these two are together, but this person also feels sad and like angry. Maybe because their manipulation didn't work and they could have been trying to confuse this person because they were jealous of another person, where they were jealous of a relationship where there was genuine chemistry, is what I heard. They were jealous of a relationship where there was genuine chemistry. So they try to distract this person and they try to put on a little show. I actually think they were trying to mimic this lover's energy. And they're actually, somehow there's like interference instead of acceptance. Instead of acceptance, they were trying to interfere. And it's brought a lot of pain and it's brought a lot of heartbreak. So there's a lot of folly in this situation here as well. And so this person, I feel like it's a masculine energy here, who is realizing now like who his soulmate actually is. He's realizing that he confused himself by thinking that he had like choices here. It's like he felt in a bubble. He couldn't see. He was seeing in some kind of like fantasy altered reality. And he saw somebody else here and there was manipulation in it. Somebody here should have been like accepting something here in order to bring harmony and balance. Something to do with their past, and they didn't do that, and now actually it's changed them, and it's prevented their growth. I think both of these people here in this like kind of false relationship, Four of Trees, that's like they're afraid to move. This is a very extremely codependent relationship. It's like very overgrown and it breeds insecurity because they're codependent on each other, so neither of them actually feel their best, and it's because they chose to go this route of I just heard independence, because these two are together, but they're very independent. This is not like a true partnership. This person was scared of partnership. That's what it was. And they can see that clearly now. Like I was afraid of the heart energy between us is what I'm hearing. Like I was afraid of this like soft energy or like the intimacy energy. And they realized that they put somebody here up on a pedestal that they really shouldn't have. They needed to be independent. They needed to be finding their center. And they needed to be a custodian or a caretaker of something. And they needed to meditate on being an emperor here. And what that actually meant, and to like actually go after their own sense of peace. This person feels like their dreams. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Okay, this is all an initiation. I'm hearing that they're realizing they threw their life away. This isn't their life. I don't know what they're living, but it's not their life. And it's honestly, I actually do think this person that they're with, they're living their life. Because this person's living their life. It's just this person's like the little dog they drag like behind them. And it's all about this other person. And I think they're realizing that now, that it's about this person's image. It's about this person's image. This person acts very demure here as well. Like, oh, what, me? But that's not it at all. This person is, they were trying to block the light here for this person, for this masculine. And they can see that now. So they're realizing I should have gone within. I should have been whole in myself. This is the Knight of Wands. So it's like, I should have been building my pentacles one at a time. I should have built my own life. That's the price here. That's the folly, is I should have built my own life. And instead I wanted to hitch my wagon to a star. I was consumed by lust, but this is like a greedy kind of lust. This is like wanting to be seen a certain way in society. That's what they fell quote unquote in love with, but they fell in lust with it. And so I'm hearing like, I should never have danced with the devil. Shoulda, woulda, coulda by Taylor Swift. And I damn sure never would have danced with the devil at 19. So, and the God's honest truth is that the pain was heaven. So it's like this person put this person through hell somehow. And it's because they're selfish. They're like really selfish. But it's like for some reason, this person was like just in la la land, just in fantasy land here about this person. So this person would be selfish and they'd be like, I'm hearing like Why Men Love Bitches. That's like an actual book. And it's a very enlightening book. My mom made me read that when I was young. And, but this isn't like, it's like this man liked being told what to do because they put this person up on a pedestal and they put themselves in a subservient position. And really all they did was give their life away. Because they didn't live the life that they, okay, now I'm hearing Nikki, dear old Nikki, please call back. Because it's like, I live the life now that we would daydream. My only wish is you come enjoy it with me. Get on the conference calls, go meet the lawyers with me. The money came, yeah. So maybe these people are actually very successful, but they have nothing. They have nothing of actual value. That's a lesson. That is a karmic lesson. So I don't know if this is you, and maybe you're like, I keep getting that, like I threw my life away. Okay, but there's still lessons that are being learned here. You're learning a lot spiritually. You learned it the hard way. You learned it through not having versus you could have learned this through having, like through having gone down another path with another person. And I can't show you this, but I can cover up their bodies. But like, look at that. You could have had that. It's like soft and it's tender and it's real and it's like, it's very intimate, and that it actually would have been wish fulfillment because I've got the 7 of hearts and the 2 of hearts. 9 of hearts is like a wish fulfillment card here, but you had to get past this fantasy. And I think this person's either this is you or somebody's realizing I should have spent time alone. I should have loved myself. This person doesn't love themselves. And that's why they ended up with this person that they thought, had everything and that they were going to be the answer. And they're realizing that they were just a page. They were just a page that was like dreaming and they weren't actually dealing in reality. And see, like this dove, it's like that peace energy. And the dove is like, what they sent out on Noah's Ark. So it's like, oh, land, I found land. But really see how it's blocking the sun? The sun is selfhood. And this is a man. So sun is actually masculine symbol. So it blocked the light in some way. It was a fantasy that blocked what was real. And this is very karmic. Like this person had to confront this, I feel like. In order for their own growth, because this person, it's like the 4 of Pentacles is my Emperor wannabe card. Remember I said, it's like, I should have been alone. I should have what was I doing? This person is like beside themselves because it looks so obvious to this person. Like hindsight is 2020, and 2020 could be something 2020. Oh, 2020. Okay. I don't know why I can't place myself in time and space. Are we in the 20s of the year in time? 2020? Yeah. Cause it's 2024. Oh my God. Did you hear Alex? He was like, wow. For some reason that just didn't seem right to me. But yeah, hindsight is 2020. Okay, so something could have happened in hindsight is 2020. Something could have happened in 2020 and it was like, oh dang. Like I realized they saw everything like with crystal clear vision. So we've got like, it's like they knew that this was the path to them being the emperor, and instead they're the 4 of trees, which is the emperor wannabe. And it's a very hard position to get out of because everything is like so stuck and so stagnant because they're insecure. Like, yes, there's certain things that are rigid like in their life, but they're insecure on the inside, where the emperor is very like, it's very like this, very, very stable, very secure. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what it is that I want. I'm comfortable in taking risks. Sometimes those risks are going to fall through, but I'm going to get right back up because I'm the prize. I am the value, and I will bring myself to any new situation, and I'm just going to dust it off. And there's no such thing as like a missed opportunity because I'm always learning. And that's confidence. That's like real confidence. I think this person pretends like they have confidence and they pretend like they have everything here with this person, but it's like, ugh. And this actually causes a great deal of harm to people. This couple here blocks people's third eye vision. And the dark forces use this couple to hurt people. I just heard hurt people, to block other people's third eye vision through tears and through crying because of the fantasy. This is fantasy that these people put forward. So the real people in society that should be, there's some kind of, this is not partnership, leadership energy. This is actually what everyone should be lighting their hair on fire and running away from. What this is. This is unacceptable, and there is no excuse on a karmic level for pretending to act like you have everything when you don't. It is actually hurting people. It's giving people the wrong idea of love. All they're doing, these two got sucked in by a fantasy. This is very siren energy, and it's not harmless, okay? Sirens are some of the most feared creatures. It's like you needed to tie yourself to the mast and like actually get through the storm. And that kind of reminds me of pile number 1 as well. To be able to get through the storm, and then you could look back it's the same energy. So, and then you could look back and be like, whew, dodged a bullet or several. I'm so glad I didn't get pulled off my boat, because the sirens, they act like they're this beautiful siren call, but then it just rips you limb from limb. And that's what's going on here. And they serve as some kind of siren call for others. This is a continuing process in these people, because they give people the wrong idea of love, and that they should be looking for the wrong, or yeah, that they show people that they should be looking for the wrong things. And it builds this crying energy in these other people's third eyes. And these people are getting pulled off of their path to their soulmate by being in these people's presence. This is a very diluting presence here. This is harmful. And so it's like they need to kind of like overcome this. And this is a lesson in love, because this person's trying to control this masculine, and she's got to let him go. She's incapable of doing it. I mean, I just heard 40. This is like 40 lifetimes or something. This is a very selfish person. And they want to control like the image or something here like that. But neither one of these people are capable of being genuinely selfless in love. And because that's what love is. There's too much selfishness in it. And these two people want something for themselves in this connection. And it has to do with being seen a certain way. And they'll throw everything over, both of them, to be seen a certain way. And this masculine can't speak. There's something that he can't speak. And it's like a bullfrog, but it is like he can't speak. For some of you, if you're with your soulmate partner, and you would know, because you feel like you have a real love between the two of you. You feel like you can talk with this person about just about anything. But I feel like there was a siren in your past that maybe you thought was your everything, and you actually did get through that period, and you can look back now. This is the unanswered prayers energy from Garth Brooks. It's like, oh, I'm so glad that I wasn't with that person, because actually, like, they could have ended up cheating. I think there's cheating here involved. Like, they could have ended up cheating on their partner. It's disastrous. Like, whatever is there, it's like you can very clearly see that that person was not who you thought they were, and that you were putting them up on a pedestal. I'm hearing literally only because of like their some kind of superficial energy, their physical beauty, what kind of, this is like pinnacle energy, but it would be like daddy's money or something. It's like, I think they kind of reached their pinnacle of success. And this person was like, oh, I think this person is like very successful, but they don't understand the nature of success. I kind of think for some of you, this masculine left you out in the cold because he thought you didn't have money, and he wanted money. And he wanted like status, but there's a lesson in this, because he can build his own money. He could have been this. And Knight of Pentacles, one foot in front of the other. And I think that's what you've done. So it's like this person just sees things in snapshots. They don't understand that life is alive. It is always moving. They didn't know how to see genuine value, because that's the engine. They didn't know how to see who this person really was. They didn't know how to see how they really were. They didn't know how to see who you really were here in this situation. So this is not a throwaway experience. I can feel that this is probably very painful. It was always going to be painful. It was either going to be painful here at the beginning, while you were tied to the mast, getting like through whatever that was. And then you can look back and be like, sometimes I thank God, for unanswered prayers, and then just live the rest of your life like happy, or safe. Like that's what it feels like, emotionally safe, and actually build genuine abundance. But you have to build it. You can't just attach yourself. There's a lesson here in like, don't attach yourself to somebody. This is a man. I feel like this is a man who wanted to be provided for or like taken care of in some way, instead of going out and building his own self and seeing that as a valuable path in and of itself, because then you're not reliant on anyone. So I feel like this man has himself in a position, or you take this however it's resonating. He's got himself in a position where he's codependent on another person. And now he's in this Four of Trees, and he's like, I want to be independent. He wants his independence so badly, but it's rivaling against this desire to be seen in a certain way, a way that is, let me make this absolutely clear, wholly false. He is not this. She is not this. They are not this together. Everything about this couple is a lie. And it's in bold. It's a capital L, capital I, capital E. It is a lie. And these people every day wake up and choose to live this lie and to perpetuate this lie and to enforce this lie, to wield it, because these are competitive. They want to be seen like this, but they're not this. What does that tell you? It tells you that they are competitive. It tells you that they rival God, because God is truth. They cannot admit the truth, and they don't see that as the most valuable thing. Like, I would rather admit my truth to you than try to show off and like get your jealousy or something like that. Like, this is awful. And they have to, but it's putting them in contact with like some kind of friction energy, where it's like now I've got to wake up and say, am I going to choose myself? Which was always the question here. Because there's some kind of like lack of self-respect that this masculine had to have to involve himself with this feminine. And this feminine, there's a lack of self-respect here as well for her, because she could see that he wanted someone else, or she could see that she's trying to attach herself here, or maybe she wanted someone else and this man is a second option to her, but she couldn't get who she really wanted, but she wants to be seen in a certain way. And again, maybe it's to try to get somebody else's attention over here. I don't know. But there's a lack of self-respect here between these two people, it's why it's kind of reminding me of like the tour that Aphrodite said. Aphrodite wants you to see, look at what people will do. Look at the way people will fall, trying to get love in all the wrong ways because they don't understand love. This man is starting to understand love, but love is not Neptune. So Neptune is like the higher octave of Venus, but Venus it is not. And I think this person was Neptune. Neptune is the siren. So I think they thought maybe this person was like their divine partner or some kind of divine path, but really this person was like the devil that was sent to try to overthrow God, like the truth in this person's life. And this person is having to cope with that, but it's like they have to, they know they don't belong here. And this person knows that they know it too. They know that I just heard sold a bill of goods. They know that they were sold a bill of goods. And this other person knows that as well. And this is because God intervened in this. And I just heard, you can always come back to me. God said, you can always come back to me. You have to choose to come back to me. There is a path to come back to me. There's always a path. Okay? Because this man chose the path away from God in some way. Like he chose his not God-given path. He took low-hanging fruit, a path that he thought was going to bring success in some way. But he always knew it was wrong. Yeah, he always knew it was wrong. But God is saying, just make progress. God is trying to like sneak in because there's a perimeter around this man, but God is trying to sneak in to like give this man letters. We were talking about letters. Okay, so it could be through fanfic, or it could, maybe he's reading something, or it could be through movies or something here, like a rom-com, or I don't know, so that they can have a breakthrough. And actually, because there's this Wheel of Fortune energy, as I'm hearing, leave this, step out of this, and I will catch you. And that will be the way that we rebuild our relationship. But this man needs to rebuild a relationship with himself, with God. And that is him rebuilding his relationship with himself, because he has to be able to stand up. He has to be able to stand up to this. This is an enemy. You need to stand up to an enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, not mate with it and build with it. Like, so this man was confused and used and confused. I think he's seeing that now. He thought he was using this person though. So yeah, this was like a fantasy. And maybe you saw him as the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I think actually for you saw him as the King of Pentacles, and you woke up to this. You thought this was a fantasy. You saw it was a fantasy, and I think you're actually right, because I think he could have been, but I don't think that he is. And so you started a new beginning here. And Spirit is coming to you maybe in dreams, or Spirit is encouraging you to dream about like new love, because you do. So if you are this person that was like left behind, you weren't left behind. Like Spirit is giving you some kind of, oh look, King of Hearts, healer. Oh my God, I wanted to cry. You have a King of Hearts that's going to come in and heal your heart from this. And it's not this masculine. This masculine needs to be alone. He has a lot of healing. He's got a lot of reckoning of like just what exactly was going on here. And like within himself, he's got a lot of tears. He's got a lot of tear energy that he has to cry through. Both what he did to you and what he did to himself. And I just heard his children are not in the best situation because of this. And he's learning the importance of a man as well. Like how important it is to be this emperor, and like the outcomes that it gives in your life. But he needs to go on this like retreat. This is very much a man. I think like his highest and best path now is to like take sannyas. You know, where it's like, okay, you take care of your family, you make sure your family is good, but then you go off on a spiritual quest. Like this man may well end up living in a monastery. This man may well end up, or just going on a path like alone, spending a lot of time in nature, because he's got to like go within in order to heal himself. He needs to be alone, this guy, in order to heal. But there's a King of Hearts that's coming in to heal your heart. And honestly, this King of Hearts may have a very similar story to you, actually. Or he withstood his siren energy here as well. And then the two of you are coming into union, and you're going to heal each other's hearts. This is healer. But also the King of Hearts for me, this is like King of Cups. And okay, well, actually, maybe this isn't it. But anyways, I'm associating this with Purvabhadra, which is, this is spiritual like inheritance, and it's coming in like, so this is spiritual abundance, which is different than like these two people, for instance, because these are very materialistic people, and they want success on like a material plane. But you and this King of Hearts that's coming in, you understand that a true abundance is like the love between you. The trust and the intimacy in your partnership. And then if you tend to that, then you can weather any storm, and you can build that. That's what's going to give you this time and space to actually build your abundance step by step in the way that you should have. I just heard step by step, day by day. So you're going to actually build that, and you're going to have true abundance. So it's like health and happiness and safety and trust, and your money will grow, but it'll grow like stable and steady over time. I feel like both you and him, I'm seeing this is actually the two of you. And I can't show you, like, this is real for you. This person is going to show you, you're both going to love each other. I could cry. This is a very beautiful love. It's like he's going to be everything you thought this masculine was going to be, and you're going to be everything he thought this siren was going to be. And you're going to be so grateful for each other. And this is like just so genuine. And you're also going to realize, like, you're fully going to choose each other, the two of you. Like this, you don't need all these choices. This is also the thing that our society, I think, is like diseased and like makes us think like, oh, I have to make myself like mass appeal, because I have to appeal. I need to have 10 different choices in love. You need one. You need to find your person. They need to like you. And that's what's going to go on, is like, you guys like each other. You're going to fully choose each other. And that's actually going to heal people. I think it's actually going to bring that tier energy to these people that maybe have been around this. They could have been involved in this kind of thing, or they've just seen this kind of partnership and they thought that was the pinnacle, and they're actually going to witness your love. And look, these people, it's like, it's out here. It's like very, I think this feminine energy does like all the talking in this. And like, he can't say like his truth. He doesn't have the space to do like the things that he needs to do. And this has nothing, I don't know, something about the responsibility energy. Because I think he's like maybe a kept man or something, but he doesn't have like responsibilities like he should have, if he was living his life. He doesn't have the weight on him that he should have of like being with a partner and tending to the partnership and bringing home money. Like, there's something off about these dynamics. But these people are actually, certain people are brought into your remit, the two of you, to see this. See how they're wrapped up in each other. They're focused on each other. Their eyes are closed. They're touching each other like in this like intimate embrace. They're not looking for attention or anything, but people are brought around you to see that and to actually to introduce like a different choice to them. You're kind of an olive branch that spirit sends out that's like, do you want this shit, or do you actually want something real? This is what it looks like when it's real. Do you want that? And it's actually showing people what it looks like, and it's showing them that they can potentially have something different. And you help to actually heal that fantasy bullshit that is, I'm seeing that there's a meme in my mind that's like pretty lies versus hard truths. And thank you so much, Nikki, for the super chat. I'm so late. Loves and a couple monies will catch up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so it's like one line says pretty lies and the other one says hard truths. And there's like one person in the hard truths line and there's like many in the pretty lies lines. Like, do you want this pretty lie or do you want something real? You can take that to the bank. I literally think your partnership is going to transform into something of money, but you're not going to think, or like it's value. But it's going to happen way, way over time. You're not going to be chasing it. You might have a family business or something. And this is like very much coming into you. And I think some of you, it's like, these two could have tried to rub their coupleship in your face. Like, oh God, don't you just want to be, oh my God, you're so stupid because you're single and you're healing and like you're probably miserable and you're so jealous of us. Or like, all I do is win, win, win no matter what. There's a lot of hubris here between these two. And it's like, for what? And so, yeah, they could have been trying to make you feel jealous, but you know what? You're doing it and you're doing it the right way. And this is coming in for you. Look, the teacher, ego collapse. So even these two people, they're going to be brought into the remit of people. I think it's actually multiple because I'm seeing like the 7 of hearts. So these two people could move to like a neighborhood or something where it's like they're surrounded by couples like this. Because I don't think it'll even be one for this couple. They're going to see people who've actually really done it. Who like, and these other couples, because they have the real thing, they're going to like kind of be like, they're kind of weird, right? Like they're going to be like, those two are kind of weird, right? It's like making me, I don't know why, but every time we have so-and-so over for dinner, it's like, I feel sad. Like I never know what to say. It's like we don't really have like that much in common with them. Yeah, I know. Like, because these two couples, like, they talk like that to each other, you know, like very real, like, um, yeah. And they talk about their dynamics too. It's like their dynamic is off, right? Like I can't quite put my eye on it. Like, you know, yeah. And there's some kind of ego collapse because these two did there's some kind of poetic justice in this because these two did this for some kind of clout, and it's like actually going to erode their ego that they're not seen the way that they think they are because their lie doesn't hold up for other people. They can these two are in a stage is what I'm hearing where they can lie to themselves and only themselves. So there's some kind of karmic the lie is well and truly over. They can only lie to themselves, but they're not fooling anybody else. I just heard karmic justice. And maybe this is because you freed yourself. Maybe this is because you found your other person, or I don't know what this is. Or you've come up out of some kind of fantasy, or enough people have come up out of some kind of fantasy here that it's turned the tide here. This is the choice. You're the only person buying your bullshit now. Everyone else thinks this is fake. No one else thinks this is something like, yeah, this is being stopped. And so nobody else is buying the lie, and nor will they. So these people can't continue to puff up their, these people trade on vanity. They should have, this masculine knows better is what I'm hearing. This feminine will have her ego collapse when he leaves her, which may or may not be in this lifetime. I just heard 3, so maybe it's like 3 other lifetimes. But honestly, I'm feeling it from his energy. He's like, no, like, I don't want to know. Like, you know, but he needs to, I think he needs like help, therapy. I don't know. He needs to commit himself to getting away from this if he wants to get away from it. But yeah. And all of this is very painful. It's painful for these two because of narcissistic injury, because their egos have been bruised, because all they wanted was to be seen in a certain light. So they're undergoing like narcissistic energy, but I feel like it's been painful for you because all you wanted was love. And I think you were treated very badly, or you were made to feel second best. This was like a heart wound, and I think this masculine that's coming in has also received a heart wound where he was cheated on or like something here. And then you guys are you're going to really choose each other, and it's not based on a fantasy either. Yeah. You're always going to be the one that got away. Both of you, both you and this masculine are always going to be the one that got away for somebody here. Maybe for multiple people. Yeah. So, this feminine to me here honestly feels much more superficial. Like she's kind of lost in the sauce. Yeah, I just heard like it's kind of a lost cause with her at this stage in the game because she's really, really far in. She was like trying to drag this masculine like down whatever path with her, and he's fully gone, and he's held accountable for that, and he's gone way far in. He's gonna walk himself back out. But she is going to have to. It's like she has to be like left. She needs this collapse of like you know, something that's going to knock her self-esteem, but it's just she's puffed herself up in some kind of, that is her healing path. That's the best thing that could ever happen to her. And that's the best thing this masculine can give her because they're deeply not soulmates. They are, I just heard narcissists. They're narcissists together, but what's the word? Karmic. They're karmic to each other, and they shouldn't be anywhere. These two belong, I'm literally hearing they belong somewhere else in the world from each other. Like, they shouldn't even be in the same hemisphere or the same like geographical. They should not be in the same bed. They should not be in the same city. They should not be in the same state. They should be in different geographical locations than one another, like immensely different. That's how skewed this is. So, but this man is going to have to fight to find his strength again because he's been really diminished and he doesn't have a sense of self because he just followed this. It's like he just followed her, or he just followed some kind of plan that she had, and it was really just her dream. And he's miserable because he doesn't know himself, and he's not living his dream, and he doesn't even know what his dream is. So this man, like I'm telling you, this man's path is to be alone. So yeah, I have to deal with my pain to be able to open my heart to love again, for sure. And that's like genuine. And look, you have to deal with your pain too, and it's through love. You're getting healing love here. I struggle with revealing my true feelings and emotions, but I love you more than you think. I hope our paths will cross again in the future. But this man has to give up the ghost here, and he's got to choose himself. He's got a long path here of just himself. Maybe that's the 3. So if he can get away from her in this lifetime, I'm hearing like 3 monastic lifetimes or something where he's going to be alone a lot and contemplate and try to heal from this. And he needs to bolster up some kind of stronger sense of self so that he can withstand this kind of thing in the past. And he should not have been this easily taken in by, this is an obvious lie, this person. Obvious. I actually think there's a lot of people around these two. That's part of why it's so painful, is because there's a lot of people that can see through this. A lot of people that can see through this. And especially at this stage, I feel like it's nearly everyone can see through this at this stage. So another galaxy. He is alone. Okay, good. If he's alone in this relationship as well. And I think he's trying to get time alone. This feminine kind of knows as well. And, she doesn't belong there either. But I think it's like, she's so focused on like maneuvering and trying to keep him. That's why he's got to go for her best interest too, because she should be thinking about what she's done and who she is as well. Both of these people don't know who they are. And she can't start to even begin. She'll be pissed, okay? And cause she'll be narcissistically injured. And, leaving a narcissist there's a fight here, I think, on the horizon, because leaving a narcissist is never easy. And if you have to divorce one, this is the kind of divorce that you might have to walk away with like nothing, or just, my parents are not healthy people. They told me on my birthday when I turned 8, and they fought in court all the way up till I turned 18. They took each other back and forth to court for 10 years. That's the kind of thing that like goes on when you have two people like this. And I can tell you that the kids suffer. Where's my college money? Oh, my parents going at each other's throats. That's where it went. And every sense of like safety and stability just kind of eroding. But that's part of the karmas here. So again, I'm hearing like strong karmic justice that's being brought into the situation, being awoken from a fantasy, and it's gonna feel painful. But honestly, it's like, that scene from The Matrix where like they come up out of that bubble thing that they were in, and they finally like look around and see that they were like attached in to this like machine thing. That's what this is. But it's like, do you want to take the red pill or the blue pill? That's really the moment here. Do you want to go back? I just don't think that the cat's going back in the bag here. Holly, thank you so much for the super chat. They draw it out long. Yeah. And honestly, like the reason that they're drawing it out long in this partnership is because both of them are starting at not very much, like when it comes to selfhood, because you need that strong sense of self, and you need that sense of self-confidence and that can-do attitude of like, and that self-respect of like, this is beneath me and I won't stay in it another day. Like, I'm very stubborn like that. I'm like, I will eat rotten eggs for 3 years before I get on my feet, before I deal with your stupid ass like another second. Like, I'm just like that. But you know what that is? It's self-respect, and it's determination, and it's intelligence, because I know that I'm going to land on my feet. I've been poor and sad most of my life, and you know what? I've somehow managed to get through, and a lot of it is because before the grace of God go I. And that's what I'm hearing. I think this masculine, to take this leap of faith, I'm hearing before the grace of God go I. This is the right move to make. That's that Wheel of Fortune energy. If it's the right move to make, you have to trust that if you leave, and I'm hearing, and you won't need money because you won't be alone. This man and this woman that have been together, they are used to scraping for everything they have because they're in ego consciousness. And I'm hearing that Cat Williams quote so good. Remember when he was on Club Shay Shay and he said this one thing? He was like, these people are not powerful. The devil can't create anything, including blessings for his people. So that devil path is the ego path. It's don't go down the path that God wants for you. Go down the ego path. Aggrandize yourselves. Right? And so they're used to have to jockeying for everything that they have because they have aligned with that devil energy. And the devil cannot create anything, not even blessings for his people. So they have a state of consciousness that's very lack oriented, because it's like, if I just walk away from this, I'm not going to have anything. But it's like trusting that Wheel of Fortune energy. And it's not magical thinking either, There's going to have to be effort here. There's karmic debt that needs to be repaid. There's reality that needs to be acquainted with in this situation. And they've hurt a lot of people, these two. Most of all themselves. And it'll take them a long time to realize just what they were involved with and what they allowed to go on with the other person. So, yeah. But this is a karmic rebalancing. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I will divorce you. Yes. Where are my Aries placements? I have a stellium in Aries, and my North Node is in Aries. So I'm becoming more and more Aries. And I really truly am too, because it's definitely, I didn't understand that journey in my past, but I would never ever like go back on it, never, because and my moon is in Aries. I always feel very comfortable around Aries energy. Yeah, I've got a lot of Aries in my chart. Oh, your North Node is in Leo. Aries moon. Leo stellium. Oh, okay. Nice. Mm-hmm. And my Jupiter is in Aries as well, husband. And that's like the one thing too. It's like my husband is, that's one thing that he's like really, really taught me. He's very not afraid to go his own way and to be his own man. And I really respect that. I've always wanted to respect and admire my husband. And I admire he is so Aries in the way that he expresses himself. You know, he's not an Aries, but he is very Aries in that way that he expresses himself, where he's like, I don't give a single shit. Like, I'm going my own way. And he's always that voice for me in my corner. And it's helped me on my path immensely. Yeah. This is a very Aries space. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. This man as well is going to have to build his own reputation, because he was trying to, there's some kind of like Leo energy here that's karmic. And it's like he wanted to follow her because he wants to be seen a certain way, but he doesn't know how to get there. You know, it's like he has to learn how to build it himself, because it makes him confront. Yeah, there's a speech thing. Like, you know, he's got to learn how to advocate for himself, or he's got to learn how to string a sentence together of what's important to him. And that all starts with self-knowledge. So I think this man too, he's like, well, I can't string a sentence together. I don't know it's because he doesn't know himself. And so long as he's with this other, I think for some, this feminine, I just heard it's blathering, you know, nonsense as well. Like, and it gets him confused. And it's because he doesn't have that strong sense of self that he can't understand that it's blathering, and she doesn't make sense. This is like narcissists are known for that kind of word salad thing, where it's like, you use 7 words to say absolutely nothing, you know? And it's kept him confused. And he's like, I think he knows it's something with the throat chakra. It's like, I can't string a sentence together. But the reason he can't string a sentence together is because he doesn't have his own thoughts. And he doesn't have his own thoughts because he hasn't allowed himself the space to be alone and to explore the world genuinely. I'm not talking about go effing a bunch of bitches, which this man might have done in his past. That's not exploring the world. Men are so gross. You know, it's like actually just go on an adventure, be alone, read some books, take a class, like explore the world, figure out what it is that you think. You don't have to be the best in the class to be there. You know, like even if he could sit in the back of certain, like the college classes that he's interested in, just follow what you're interested in. And I just heard for some, like this man had some kind of setup in life where he was free to do that, or he had like the means to do that or something. Or he should have just given himself that space. And I think that's what he's realizing now. It's like, I should have just been alone. I should have really genuinely had a spirit of adventure. You know, he does struggle to speak his mind. And the problem isn't there. That's the symptom. The symptom isn't the I'm struggling to, the problem is he doesn't have a sense of self. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what's important to him because he's been wrapped up in this. And he's thought that this is his purpose. And I'm seeing this kind of like, it's a flying monkey energy. It's like hobbling behind this feminine. It's like, I'm supposed to serve you, you know? And it's like, no. Ooh. And I don't think he realizes he's seen that way. He doesn't understand that because I think he thinks that he's been told in this narc fantasy that this is strong. It's strong. Protect your woman. And it's like, I can protect her, but I can't tell her that I disagree. Or like, you know, I can't like... he disagrees with her on so many things is laughable, you know, but then she goes one way and then he's just supposed to protect her. Like he's supposed to just throw over his self-sovereignty. He doesn't realize, and he's seen that way. He's not seen as like this. He's seen as like this, like behind her, you know, master, you know, it's like that. Like I'll go get Dorothy and bring her back here. Ha. Like, you know, it's very much like that. And he doesn't understand that. So it's a lesson in what actual masculine strength is. You know, what it means to protect and provide. I just heard it's like he's easily warped in the mind. Mommy issues too. Oh, the reading about the guy that needs to go into the wild alone. Yeah, and that he needs to acquaint himself with Mother Nature. Oh my gosh, I'm literally seeing those shorts. Have you guys seen the shorts where there'll be like a guy that all you see is his hand and he has this like giant, I don't know if it's like a machete looking thing, but it's some kind of culinary instrument, and he's like cracking an egg on a stone, and he's like, you know, he makes like a gourmet meal in like the middle of absolute nowhere and then just like eats it off of his like knife or something. Like that's this person. It's like, just go be rugged. Like go just, yeah, he needs to go be rugged. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. Remember your place, Jafar. Yeah. Some 10,000 years in the Cave of Wonders ought to chill him out. Not her being the Wicked Witch. Oh, what a world. I'm melting. Yeah, and it's like that propped up image is that she needs to kind of like, it needs to melt. But she's got to stop being able to control people. And she can really control this man. I just heard with her eyes closed, she controls this man. And that's why she's interested in him too. He might have something that he can bring to the table that she feels like it suits her image, but he also has no sense of self. So that's actually, he needs to stop flattering himself. The reason he is next to her is because she can control him. And she can't control other men. Okay. Other men that he might have been put in, he might have been used to knock these men as well. But it's her aggression. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there. So there's justice energy here, and it's opening, it's third eye energy, and it's crying. And there's actually a lot of people affected by this. People that are affected by this like head on, but also people who have like bought into some kind of fantasy that these two, and people who are seeing the real deal, possibly with you, possibly through you and your actual partnership that you've built that's real. Okay. Situation broke me more than I'd like to admit. Yeah. Free him. Yeah, and this man needs to admit his vulnerabilities, because truly strong people, they know what their weaknesses are. I feel like he's he's trying to hide like that he's vulnerable or that he's human or that he's weak, and this is like a weak man's version of a strong man. Have you heard that? Like a weak man's version of a strong man, a stupid man's version of an intelligent man, something like that. And he's able to be misled by it because he doesn't know it within himself. He hasn't actually connected with that. So it's like he's getting whipped around because it's like he's trying to be like whatever it is that she tells him he needs to be. Instead of, the irony is that him actually being it is him leaving her, because it will come up from him and he'll be like, knock it off. And then she's going to be like, oh no. Yeah. And yes, I keep getting that as well. The children are affected tremendously because first of all, they're seeing very poisonous examples of people, and you can't, and take it from me, I grew up in a household like this. Take it from me, you cannot get around those fucked up archetypes. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, even if they think everything is fine and like, okay, like I can kind of logically, it's so hard. It is so painful, and this is the kind of thing that's gonna piss me off, so I'm not even gonna go into that. But yes, the children are affected immensely. And my husband and I were talking about this the other day, and then I'll leave this here. How the people who have fathers, like actual fathers, because we both kind of like, when they have actual fathers that are strong and family minded, and so they're not pulled any which way, they actually invest in their family and like in their life in a real way. Those people have it made. And we were talking about that because there was this study that came out that actually like really backed that. It was like the people that had fathers that had these like certain characteristics, the outcomes that they get in life are just like crazy. And I feel like this man is kind of like learning that. He's learning that. What I told the gas attendant, you grew up in that environment too. I know the feels. Yeah, I think a lot of us have. And so you know that it's like really, really hard to get around. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. This was an interesting read. I didn't really expect this to come out the way. So, and I think for some of you, it's like, you know that you were compared to some kind of person who didn't hold a candle to you, was a fantasy, was fake. You knew that person was fake. And I think that was probably very painful. And maybe you've asked yourself, like, what's the point of even being real if it doesn't matter? And justice energy is here, is what your guides are saying. Oh, justice, sweet justice. Because you needed to know that your worth and your value, that it is actually better to be the actual thing than to be some kind of imitation of it. I just heard his life turned bad the moment that he pulled away from you and decided to go after an imitation. Everything went wrong for this man because he went after an imitation. I just heard imitation bride. So she makes me better. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And now this person just thinks about you. And they understand that they were running from you and they don't understand why, but they run from love. They run from genuine love. And instead they want this like very masculine energy around them. They don't want to be a masculine energy. They want to have it around them, and they run from love, and they just want someone who performs love. Because it's safe. It's like a buffer from their heart. So, okay, we're going to leave that there. We're going to move on to no overlay. Okay. Has this been a long reading? Feels like it. Finally accepted your mom was horrible. Yeah, I've been there.
Sometimes you have longer readings and you got a lot
That's so true. Okay, let me just get another like brief snack here. You know, YouTubers have things that they do, and maybe that should be mine. Like, let her get her snack, okay? We needed to hear this message. Tasty. Never stop being you. I fall for it every time. Okay. So we'll do the general, well, really quick announcement. The Truth Serum is back in stock. For those of you, the Truth Serum candle, and it's staying in stock, is what Alex is saying.
Yeah, we're finally in a place where we won't have to worry about it running out and staying out. Like, if it sells out, we should have more within a day or so.
Well, it's always hard too, because it's like, okay, has everybody that got one, that wants one, gotten one? You know, because it's like, we don't want to have 1,000 of these. Although I will burn these, you know, like, it's just that we don't want to have to, like, you know, like have a bunch of them left over. But yeah, so it's just been like this weird little dance, because we don't want to make 1,000 of them and then, you know, have a bunch left over.
And we're going to have some...
How is the bowl doing? Thank you for asking. I'm going to pull from the general messages. Sorry.
Cool. Well, we're going to have some future announcements about the Everyday Magic candles, you know, in the next few months and all that. But we have a little bit more of a streamlined process that means that we can kind of keep up with anything that gets out of stock, can be restocked very quickly instead of being like, oh, it's going to be a week or two, you know. So.
Yeah.
All that.
Okay. Apparently our guides love burning candles. Oh my gosh, you know, I was thinking, we're just going to pause here briefly because I do need like a little bit of a break, but I was remembering, okay, I'm going to tell you this funny story from my past. Well, it's not my story. We're just going to have a little story time for a second. I was thinking about this candle that my mom had when I was a child. I think it was the Pampered Chef magazine or something. She used to like always go through that Pampered Chef magazine, and it was one of those like 3-wick candles, and it was on a stand, and it was like $75. And she was just like, you know, once I get that candle, I'm going to be a real person, you know, I'm going to have it made. I'm going to be like a real woman, you know? And she would always, and it was for like years. My mom would do that with things. Like one was that candle. There was another, jewelry set. It was like a necklace thing at this one antique show that we always, or this one antique mart thing that we always went to. It was like those two things. But she did finally get this candle. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like candles have actually always been very significant in my life. Oh my gosh, once I do the candle thing, I will become a woman. Like maybe there's some kind of connection. I don't know. But I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like it's funny. Like candles have always kind of like lit my way. I was just thinking about that. But the funny story is this. Okay, this is neither here nor there. I literally do not know why I'm telling you this. So so here's how that candle ended, okay? So my mom was dating this guy that was actually like a science teacher for my sister or something in one of the schools. It was weird. But we were never really like around him all that much because like they would do their thing like whenever we were at my dad's house. But we would always like hear stories kind of like about them and, you know, like whatever because we knew him, you know? So they were having that conversation between the two of them, you know, like what gross thing would you do for what amount of money? Remember when Fear Factor was like on the air? So it was like everybody was kind of talking about that. It was like a regular conversation to have with people. Remember that? So it was like, okay, so would you eat this gross like worm for $100? Or like, what would you do? What level of gross, you know, for what? So they had this like whole conversation, and then they went on this date where they were hiking down at the Missouri River, because that's like where I'm from. And they were like climbing over these rocks and things. And my mom looks over, like this shiny thing like kind of catches like the glint of her eye. And she looks over and she's like, oh, ha ha. I'm not going to go over there and get that watch off of that guy. I cannot believe that you went to like such levels to like make this joke. This is like, and he was like, I did not do that. I did not do that. And it was, you guys, it was a body. It was a body that had a watch on it. And my mom was so convinced that was like a mannequin or something, that he was doing that to like get at her and to joke at her. And it was like a real body, and they had to call the police and everything. And like, that was one of their dates. But anyways, that man, was like so good, but he was like so like such a good person, but he was like very clumsy. So the other thing that my mom had was this terranium, and it was like a big terrarium. You know what a terrarium is? It's like a sealed off container where there's a plant in it, and it's like completely self-sustained in there. And she had that from before, like my mom had 4 children. And so before she had any of us kids, she had that terrarium. And so, there's 4 of us kids, and we were always like joke about who was the favorite kid and everything. And my mom had said on more than one occasion in an unironic tone that terrarium was her favorite child, and that we should not be over there. We will live in the yard for the rest of our days. If anything happens to that terrarium, don't breathe around it, don't look at it, nothing. Like that terrarium was her like most prized possession, and we all knew it. Okay? So this man broke somehow. He dropped that terrarium and that candle. He dropped both of those things. And I remember her telling me that, and I literally was just like, and where is he buried? Like, and my mom, I just remember him just being like, I hate that man. But it was weird because he was such a nice guy, but he was just like so clumsy. And so maybe for some of you, this man broke like the one thing that he was like not supposed to break, or something. Is like, he's such a nice person, but just, he's such a klutz, and some kind of like metaphor. And it's like, that is the one freaking thing. And you could just see the steel in my mom's eyes. She was just, you could tell she was trying to keep it together when she was telling me the story. And she was just like, I hate that man. And now that I'm a grown woman, it's like, it kind of makes me wonder, like, did they have some kind of fight? Does this man smash people's favorite items like whenever he gets upset? I don't know. But I don't know why I was thinking about that, but it was like the candle thing, and I don't know. Take that as you will. If it's just an entertaining story, then it's just an entertaining story. So he dropped himself out of her life. That's for sure. I think she probably doesn't have more ire for a single other human being on this planet than that guy. Like, and I remember that terrarium was so magical to me. I actually want to make my own terrarium because I would stare at it. I wasn't supposed to be anywhere near it. But I would stare in there, and I was just so certain when I was like really, really young. I was like expecting to see little ants, like taking care of the plant, or like going to like get little nutrients that they were bringing in, or like, I was just so sure. I was like, how does this work? Yeah. I walked into the best story. So anyways, it kind of connects to that river energy. Cause people be dropping off bodies in rivers like since the beginning of time. And it's something that not to be morbid, sorry, but it's like something I always kind of think about when I'm like at a river. I'm like, ooh, like what is in here? Okay, so that was a little pick me up story. And I was thinking about that last night for whatever reason. And I'm going to make a terrarium at some point in my life. I'll let you know when that happens. Okay, so general messages. And we'll draw from the walnut bowl because somebody brought my attention to it. Okay, blame equals doubt, or blame leads to doubt. Okay, hold on. Let me just get some more here.
Lord never needs apologizing.
Lord. Okay. So I don't know if so blame and doubt, there's some kind of like blame energy. So, and then I have this message here that says people process things differently. Okay. So, they're trying to steer you away from blame energy here. Doubt. There's something here about doubt that I don't understand. So people deal with pain energy because, so I drew this. I have to deal with my pain to be able to open my heart to love again. So for some, it's like somebody has been hurt here. Somebody has pain here. And people deal with that pain differently. Okay, so some of you might be witnessing somebody's journey of like how they deal with pain, how they make sense of their own story, how they protect themselves, how they heal their heart again, something like that. Or you might be the person doing this. And I think, because some of you, like, you're really nice people. Okay, take this however it resonates. You could be witnessing somebody that's blaming you, or you feel blamed for something. But this person is like kind of taking their power back, I think, in the situation, because I think they blamed themselves for so long, or they were in this energy of doubt, like doubting their worth, doubting their value for so long. And it was so much pain. And this person had to push that pain away. And they had to start saying, like, these people need to take responsibility for who they've been in my life. And maybe you're wrapped up in that. And maybe you feel blamed for that. And you need to what you're witnessing is that people handle pain differently, and that this is a part of a process. Okay. It's actually not blame energy, or you are synthesizing it as blame. But, it's really like this people process things differently. But for others of you, it's like, maybe you feel bad. You are a person that's so sweet, and it might make you feel uncomfortable to actually say, because I think you always say, well, it takes two to tango, and that's true. But then you can get these certain types around you that have never apologized. They have done bad things to you and they have never acknowledged it. And they feel entitled to never acknowledge it. And so it's like, it is perfectly fine. And Spirit is saying, like, you are living in this doubt. It's making you doubt your worth. And that is not okay. It's okay for you to push things back on other people's plate. And that is a part of your process. And you need to go through that in order for you to heal your heart again, in order for you to stabilize again, for you to trust the world again. So trust the process is what I'm hearing. Some of you, it's like, maybe there's two sides of the same coin here. Like, I don't know. I struggle with revealing my true feelings and emotions, but I love you more than you think. This is a two-way street. I struggle with expressing this. Like, I struggle with expressing this. It's in two different ways. And somebody here, it's like, there's pain. There's been pain injected into the situation. And like, yeah. And I learned the other day that there's, you know what a pearl actually is? It's like some kind of parasite that actually burrows its way into a seashell, you know, or the oyster. And I feel like there is some kind of parasitic energy that's like this pain energy that's burrowed its way in. And I'm hearing people are going to deal with that in different ways. But it's making this kind of like pearl energy. I don't know. Know when to say no. There's lessons being learned here. A pattern of not sharing your feelings openly. I feel like that's what's led to certain pain here. So it's like if you're not sharing your feelings openly and somebody's got to deal with some kind of pain, like you can't, if you're not going to do your part of it, you can't, then it makes it more extreme. What somebody else has to do in order to be able to kind of fight for themselves. Like, I don't know. Keep calm, move with purpose. Yeah. This has to do with processing. I don't know. Know when to say no. Yeah, I think for some of you, I can't tell which side of this coin you're on. For some of you, it's like you need to know when to say no. And I think whoever it is that you're communicating this with, and this is just ego defense mechanisms, it's psychologically more comfortable for these people to be like, well, you're just blaming me. And it's like, for 10 years, I blame myself. I thought that I deserved whatever the fuck you did to me. I thought that I was not worthy. I thought that you didn't care about me, and you have not clarified yourself, okay? So I'm saying no to this. And it's like this energy of like, I'm saying no to this kind of treatment. And so long as you're in this treatment and you don't clarify yourself that you're not actually that person, etc., you know, it's like, then don't, like, I'm just saying no to this. You have been a person who has associated with that energy, and then you haven't clarified your soul. So that's not me blaming you. I'm saying no to this like kind of behavior, and I'm calling it out directly for what it is. And if you agree with me, you need to be like, there's something here where it's like you agree on more than, are you okay? Oh, I thought that was you breathing. Alex?
What?
Was that something that you moved?
What?
I thought you breathed in pain.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So we're talking about pain. So again, there's some kind of like miscommunication or like misunderstanding of the signals or like the sounds or like what it is that you're hearing. There's some kind of misunderstanding of what it is that you're hearing, and that you're synthesizing it as blame, but it's really somebody needed to learn when to say no and what to say no to. And there's something here that you really, if you're the person who did this to another person, again, I feel like there's an energy here. If somebody did something wrong, they did not apologize. They did not acknowledge. They did not clarify their soul. So they are firmly associated with that pattern of negative behavior, like in this person's mind. So it's like when you hear this person say that, your identity is wrapped up in a behavior and it shouldn't be. And it's on you that it shouldn't be. There's some, and so they're saying no to that, you know? And I'm hearing like, keep calm and move with purpose. It's like, you have to understand that that's what's going on. This is like a healing process. And, yeah, I think there's also this energy of like, you didn't know how something affected somebody. It's like, you're just looking at some kind of surface thing. Like, well, I just did this or I just did that. But hear what I'm saying. It's like, you made this person blame themselves for a very long time. They thought that they deserved what you did to them because they were lacking in some way. They have to relearn that is an inappropriate way to treat people. I don't care what you are. You know, there's a certain base level of treatment that you treat people with respect, especially people that you love or you value or you care for. They have to reacquaint themselves with that dance. And that's what's going on here. And you should have been a part of that. And I think for some of you, it's like you blame yourself because, or to be honest, you're being encouraged to. Because you could have made that different for them. You could have made it absolutely clear that they didn't deserve that level of treatment. You could have made it absolutely clear to this person their worth and their value, but instead they had to go get it themselves. And so this has been a long, drawn out process. It's been full of psychological pain and suffering. It has allowed these kind of parasitic thoughts to fester. And for some of you, this is you. And so this is a taking your power back kind of energy. And it's really rich for somebody to harm you and then judge you for the way that you have to take your power back. Yeah, lamb to the slaughter. This person felt so vulnerable. They felt like a lamb to the slaughter. This person felt like I was so loving and then I got taken so advantage of. And I think this is like a pattern in this person's life. Yeah, and they felt like they couldn't get through whatever this was. Yeah. Dark night of the soul is what I'm hearing. Dark night of the soul. So it's about understanding that. And some of you have to get out of your own way. You have to reframe. Like, you're not blaming other people when you are just clearly stating, like, this is how I didn't deserve that treatment. This is how the dance should go. Or I'm not putting up with this. Like, just to call a spade a spade. I don't know. I feel like there's some real psychological trauma here. And it's keeping you stuck in this, like, pattern. They're being encouraged to overcome. It brought up a 7-year-old dad trauma. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there because honestly, it's kind of confusing me. Yeah. Okay, well, the last thing, I think this is actually to do with that message as well, because there's something here that's a dead end. Like, some of you have to realize, like, just this person, it's like they had to fight their way through brambles, and it's something to do with like a difference in opinion or a different perspective, like gaining some kind of different perspective. And the way is blocked here, and for some, it's like you need to understand that. Okay, I'm gonna get a different message. Okay, actually, I think this is okay. We're still not done with this apparently. Okay, so we got, why exactly did the betrayal of trust hurt you? So for some, it's like there's been a betrayal of trust here, which is different than the actual action. There's a betrayal of trust. Trust is something that is just so deeply hard to rebuild. It's like, for some, trust can never be rebuilt, depending on like for whoever the person is, how sensitive they are, exactly what was done. So asking yourself, like, is this something that you feel like you can ever get over? Like, be really honest with yourself about that. Or every time you look at that person, are you going to see what it is that they did to you? And are you going to feel like every single time they leave the house, are you going to worry about it? Like, is this somebody that you can actually trust? So why exactly did the betrayal of trust hurt you? Get to that. Consider how you might have reacted in their position. Consider how you might have reacted in their position. If somebody betrayed you in that way, and I'm also hearing and hid it from you and tried to get away with it, because there's doing it and then there's trying to get away with it. How would you have responded? What would you have thought about that person? What conclusions would you have drawn about that person's character, about their intentions towards you, about their intentions towards other people? Like, really firmly put yourself in this person's shoes and to understand. And for some of you, you can't even do that because you and this person sensitively and like your sensitivity and your heart are two like very different things. And that's another lesson in relationships is like you get to know another person who is different than you and like different in a good way. So why exactly did the betrayal of trust hurt you? Because I think for some of you, there's just this real denial energy around how bad something was or how impactful something can be. I mean, people trust. Have you ever listened to anything that Esther Perel has ever said? This woman has made her entire career about that. And some things can be rebuilt and some things just cannot. It's huge. That is one of those arenas where an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure. I know my husband and I have talked about betrayal energy and like how do people get over that? It's like, I don't know, because your relationship, it's so sensitive between the two of you. I don't know. And there was some level of betrayal here, and it's like, how would you have felt? And you have to look at not, because I feel like there's a zeroing in on like the act itself, but there was also the hiding it. There was the scheming around. There was the trying to get away with it. So that's a kind of person that is a different animal altogether than someone who simply hurt you. You know, because if you want to have a longer term relationship, like how can you ever trust that person to be honest with you? Because they knew that what they did was wrong. They knew it hurt you or that it could have been hurting you, and they just allowed the pain to go on. Imagine how you would feel. Would you feel cared about? Would you feel important? Or would you feel like that person is selfish and they just want what they want and they got caught, and so now they kind of know that they have to fess up if they're going to get back in your energy? And is that something you really want to deal with? Or is there somebody that is actually going to show you your worth and value? You know what I'm saying? It's like, get to the bottom of that. Some of you need to give yourself your space here. Like, some of you have been really like gaslit and you have not been allowed to have your own process around something. Like, somebody is telling you how you should feel. Somebody's telling you if it was a big deal or not, instead of asking you, was this a big deal for you? I didn't think it was a big deal, but I'm hearing that it was a big deal for you. I'm so sorry. Like, tell me how you're seeing it. Tell me, like, and really listening to you and holding space for you. Somebody's not doing that. And instead of doing that, they're trying to minimize and they're trying to convince you that you don't feel what you actually feel, or that you shouldn't, that it's wrong for you to. Logically, they're like, well, you just shouldn't, because logically this is not a logical matter. Well, I mean, it kind of is, because I think I've outlined why it is actually a big deal, but it's like somebody's still trying to get away with it. You know, that's kind of how it feels. How would you feel if somebody was in your face like that? How would that make you feel? Oh my gosh, Holly said, because I refused. Sadly for me, the reason the betrayal of trust gutted me so was because I refused to believe he was lying to me at the start. It was an inconvenient truth to what I wanted to be true. Yeah. That's like, like we've all been betrayed before, you know, and it's like, you just really think that somebody's the one for you, or that they would be the last person to ever hurt you, or they're in a position where it's like, it's your mom or it's your sister or it's your love, somebody that's supposed to be your soulmate. And that's the person that hurt you. That's a mind fuck. That is like such a mind fuck. And then it also goes straight to the heart of like, okay, so if that person could betray you, how safe really are you in this world? If that's a person that could just betray you so flippantly, how safe really are you? What's a stranger capable of doing? But also, you know what's weird is like, I think strangers, because you're a stranger to them too, and they really don't know your level of crazy. They really don't know like what you could potentially, like, if they try to start shit with you, maybe you're nuts. Maybe you will just like pop off on them. So I think sometimes, and especially these kind of people, it's like they treat strangers with more deference and more care, but it's selfish. It's because they don't know that they're going to like pop off on them or whatever, you know? I wouldn't be able to function, right? How are you ever supposed to calm down? And I have anxiety to begin with, you know? So it's like, how are you ever supposed to be able to feel safe and calm down and like take a breath if that's the kind of people you have around you? When you know how sensitive, etc. someone is, but you still hurt them and let them be hurt by your inconsideration is always so loud. Yes. I believed it was unconditional love and I was wrong for feeling the way I was feeling because it was my fault he lied and cheated. Yeah, and I think some of you are learning that maybe that unconditional love should have conditions, because you have to be able to ascertain whether or not you are loved back, or if you're just being taken for a ride. And it can be hard, you know, and I think there's somebody here who's like, no, but I really do love you, you know, and it's like, how am I supposed to tell the difference? Like, you really should never have put yourself in that position, because it's hard to climb out of that. And if somebody really does love you, then they're going to have to figure out how to do it. But it's like, I mean, and Esther Perel, because I'm hearing a lot of like affair stuff, you know, where she was like, whoever cheated has to become the protector of the relationship. They have to be the one that says, I will never talk to that person ever again. They're gone. They're gone tomorrow because you are what's valuable to me. You know, they have to be the one that's like, I'm not even looking at her. And yeah, it might seem like a caricature. It might seem like overkill, but like in the beginning, showing like how dead ass serious it is. It's like some of these people haven't even done this like basic kind of shit, and they just expect to be like forgiven. Entitlement thing hurts my heart. Yeah, this person is like, somebody here is confused about the disrespect and about some kind of secret here. There's some kind of confusion around it. So for some, it's like they still don't. I'm not about to play with these people. Like for some, it's like there's a secret that you know that this person doesn't know that you know. And so they're scared to come clean because they were disrespecting you and it caused you grief. Because you're soulmates and you're their empress and you're their 2 of cups and you're their ace of cups and they want to clear the air between the two of you, right? But it's like, then explain this secret. Explain, for some, this person was like gossiping about you and siding with your enemies, cavorting with your enemies. Ugh. Yeah, some kind of like message. Ugh. And they reap what they sow. And what they sow has been separation here. Oh, I'm not about to play with you. Don't let these people play stupid with you. You're out there like, do not let this person play stupid with you. They're too stupid to be in a relationship. If this needs to be explained to this person, they're too stupid to be in a relationship with you. Oh my God. That just pissed me off. It's just denial. I literally just looked down and saw denial. It's just denial. This person playing stupid, it's denial. And don't dignify it with a response either. You shouldn't have to explain this. Teenagers understand this. And also, this person was hiding something, and that is an admission of guilt. They know that they did wrong because they hid it from you. You haven't gotten the respect that you deserve in the form of communication because this person still thinks that they hid it from you. So this person's protecting their secret all the while telling you that it's not a big deal. Make it make sense. This person's in denial. And frankly, ugh. So I'm going to leave that there. Oh my gosh, this just all came out. Okay, divine intervention. So yeah, this was actually a divine intervention because this was all this person had to offer you was a toxic relationship. And for some, they were attached to a karmic from their past that they were obsessed with, infatuated with. That is a toxic relationship. This person could have been married and had a family. And this could have been, again, they have secret romantic feelings like for this other person. So this person sucks. And they also cannot admit that they suck. So they're not even starting their process of healing. But this was a divine intervention. If this person like cheated or whatever, this was a divine intervention because this person is toxic. And all they like is toxic relationships as well. I'm learning a spiritual lesson. I'll bet. And I think for some, it's like this person only respects karmics is what I'm hearing. They only respect people who like talk to them crazy and like, that's all they respect. They don't respect like your tender, loving heart. And so they've lost you. I'm so sorry for messing everything up. You deserve so much more. Like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Because why? We did the rigmarole. They gave us the runaround here for like how long? Please forgive me. I know I messed up. This person's pissing me off. The thought of you drives me crazy. I fear you will never forgive me. Good. You should fear that. Maybe we are better off separated. Maybe we are. Thank God. I'm glad somebody said it. Okay, I'm moving on. Actually, I'm going to call it there because I have to go to the bathroom and this person's just annoying me and like they're continuing to come out. This person cannot take personal responsibility. They are immature. They were dicking you around. They know it. Do not engage in any conversation with this person where you have to explain to this person that cheating and betrayal and keeping secrets are bad because this person apparently operates at a 3rd grade level. And I'm guessing that you want somebody not operating on that level to be in a relationship with. This person can have their just desserts. They've made their bed. They can lay in it. And this person needs to enjoy the bullshit life that they have cultivated and the beautiful person that they left out in the cold who is sane. I feel like some of you need to understand that you are sane. Like, it's not crazy of you to not want to be treated in such a manner. And I just feel like this is the kind of person, regardless of whatever soul connection you feel like, you could throw a rock and hit someone better to be in a relationship with this person. You could throw a rock and hit somebody who can tell you right straight off the street why cheating is bad. You could find a 7-year-old that can explain that. Maybe they can explain it to this person. That's what you should say. Maybe you could find a 7-year-old that can explain it to you. I'm done with this. I'm so done with this. And I have to go to the bathroom so bad. So, gonna leave that there. Thank you guys for being my people. Do not let somebody gaslight you into accepting any less than what you are worth. And I don't care what this person looks like and how many options they think they have and how cool they think it is to stick their tongue in everybody's mouth and every other thing. It's gross. You deserve so much better. There is something better for you than this person. There is. And let this person get caught up in their own terrible choices because they're headed that way anyways. You just keep yourself clear from, you dodged a bullet with this one. Okay. And they're really pissing me off. This person is annoying. Their level of cognition annoys me. Okay. So thank you, Jess. Their growth is stunted. Yes. He will have a front row seat to his globe and he will have a front row seat to a karmic relationship that will destroy him. I just heard it's going to give him the rigmarole. He's going to have to explain stupid things because his karmic is playing games with him. And he's going to have to experience exactly all this stuff and to learn why it's bad. And you could never do that for him because you have your shit together and you're a class act. So anyways, I'm going to leave that there. You're welcome. I don't think they were ever taught to live. I think they dangled it over there. Okay, so we have candles for sale if you guys are interested in that. We have our fall candles. This is the apple picking one. This is like the fresh fall crisp scent that smells like you are apple picking. I have to make this so fast. And pumpkin chai. What'd you say? Oh, speed run. Yeah, pumpkin chai. And we reformulated this to make it better than what we were doing in the past. And do we have any mama's house and everything or? Oh, okay. Well, I just won't show those to you, but we have
everything's in stock.
We have everything. We have everything that you could ever want. Okay, so
and the basic which is still on clearance sale for however long until they're done.
Okay. Basic Witch is still on clearance, and Truth Serum is back in stock. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up so fast. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.